Take a good full lettuce from Pocky, I'm a crobby. Take a good full lettuce from Pocky, I'm a crobby. Like a wee Mary stead, do deen dodging, wouldn't get the home, like a lick it in the grass, like a wee Mary stead. Do deen dodging, wouldn't get the home, like a lick it in the grass, like a wee Mary stead. Do deen dodging, wouldn't get the home, like a lick it in the grass, like a wee Mary stead. Scaling free my rolling is did the hill majorin with a well a carty sitchy she's on all give it came me ash to honic or a tash so get it up with she boss all men a hassle and a thief marbucking all magneton a sovereign the shago of my we had all she wrath this marlim she in the crew on road the sun a scene top marlim she in the heat she's kept off road Disney Rose a kidney smooth Kunas being on the needs come each of made moving Marva in the on seeing me so senior Chin a kick my scaly free my rolling so here if your cart is not all she am a crow
It's Misha Bart Simpson, Tom and Mahoney is Springfield, it's Malam Kjol, you too, Tasha Deadly, Tom a cracking boy, Tal Bert Jafurgo, Lisa Agus Maggie, it's a Homer Mar, Agus you see Marge Mawaher, it's Bralum Faye Cora, Ta Homer on Rower, Tom Madrago, Sans little helper and Tanam Tater. It's Malam crack, most of all, it's Malam techno. An bhfuil cead agam dulgadí an léthras. Féicear an Colleen seo. Unreal! Tá ag dulgadí an quickie mars. Bhá lad Amberley. Is é Millhouse Macara is fair. Mr. Burns son Boolabus. Itchy and Scratchy. Tá sé gas. Paddy and Selma. Is small low Totini and Cahill. Is a 44 Shroud Evergreen Terrace Machola. Tom McCracken Bui. It's Bralum Crack. Ach, most of all. It's Malum Techno. Dulgadí an léthras.
Let's go, let's move, side to side, let's go. Let's go, let's move, side to side, let's go. Let's go, let's move, side to side, let's go. Let's go, let's move, side to side, let's go. Let's go! Side to side, let's go. Let's go, let's move. Side to side, let's go. Let's go, let's move. Side to side, let's go. Let's go, let's move. Side to side, let's go. Come on, everybody, bring it in.
For waiting for me. I'm sorry I had to start stream later. I needed to eat and then, you know, you have to let it settle. You can't eat a full massive meal and then go to do something. You'll pass out, you'll fall asleep, you'll be asleep. How is everybody doing? It is the 1st of February. It's just St. Brigid's Day. Get it? McDara, thank you for 47 months. Thank you very much. Let me say hello to the people. We have 404 Gustav Founded Lux, hello. And the Real Hesem and Miss Eliza Bennett and YFS, hello. I said your name right this time. I'll never forget that lesson. Dullahan, Mini Munchkin, Real TM Master, hello. And Mojan Aswa and Sophie Faye. And we have CrossFit Pasta and Lisa Clover Bloom and Heartfang and Damp Pigeon and Solitary Jess and Sapphic and Space and Mothcores and Lieutenant Surgeon Jelix JB, hello. And Bloody Pinata and Elgor Tito and Red Marin Gaming Geek HD. Public Imposter, hello! Oh, don't talk to me about F1, it's all on fire now, that's all on fire. Dude called Leo Melanie Luda, hello. Enchanting Trash Vita Rota, hello. Xander Case, hello. Roddy, hello. Fruit Loops, hello. Enchanting Trash, did I say hello to somebody twice? Who knows? Sure, look, it might have happened. And sure, look, if it did, what harm? what harm if it did happen twice, like, you know? I mean, well, what's so bad about that? Shamrock Ice, hello. Froggy Titty, hello. Gert and Sundust Star Drops, hello. Happy Crocodile, Lilyflower, Kuro, hello. I plan to ask you about what's today. Well, now you know today. Ricky, hello. Toasty, hello. Mothcore says I'm starting to learn Scottish Gaelic. No, oh, Gaelic is a gorgeous language. Very, very nice. Very closely related to Irish, as you'll see if you ever see them side by side. Hebrew Hammer, hello. Takiki, Shiro Kimoto, hello. We have a 49, hello. How are you doing? R. Apache, Ems, I can't believe Lewis House is Italian. Lads, every day's a learning day, I'll tell you. Conal Kernock, hello. Must be an awful time in the Ulster cycle. Very busy, you know. Verse, hello, Public Imposter, Ems. I think I have everybody. 5 Throwing Stones, Tom Backs. If I've missed you, make yourself known. Hi, hello. Hello, what's the crack? How are we doing? Today is a learning day. It's a learning day. We are going to be learning about St. Brigid of Kildare, who is also, it gets very complicated. Roddy, thank you for gifting us up to St. Brigid. I'm sure she'd appreciate it. Thank you very much. I thank you. I'm on your leg and actually ran. Hello. Sorry. Hello. Come here to me. Come here to Wife says, I graduated high school last year to stop learning. Why am I here? Because this is cool learning. You know why it's cool learning? Because I'm teaching you. No, like... No, I really... It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. We're having a good time. It'll be very fun, very, very exciting, you know? It's our feast day today. It's her feast day, which I always, when I was younger, I always wanted to believe that a feast day for a saint meant that wherever his saints do be, that they're sitting there, they're having a big banquet, having a big feast. That's not, I mean, yes, but no, but no, not really, but kind of, you know. More partial to a brunch myself. Listen, if they ever make me into a saint, unlikely, very unlikely. Don't have a feast day, have a brunch. Have like a boozy brunch for me, okay? I'd appreciate that. Oh, goodness. Learning should always be happening. It's the best. It's the best part of life. Always learning. Always. They don't. Irish Panther Queen, come here to me. I mean, we were never told. You know. Jeff says reason why it's fun learning because you can leave. That's the thing. I'm gonna be. You can leave. You don't have to ask me permission to go out to the toilet in this class. You just go. Do we get a carton of milk at the end of the day if we're back in school? Only if you're not lactose intolerant. If you're lactose intolerant and you're given a carton of milk, you become everybody's problem. So you can have a Mr. Freeze if you're good. Hands up, who wants a Mr. Freeze? If you don't want a Mr. Freeze, that's fine. I'll just have to have all of them. Random Ham, thank you for 3 months. Brisket Guilty Gear is a saint. The more you know, lads. The more you know. Oh, good. The Stardew being hello. I said to did I miss your good news? Hang on, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Beep, 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 beep. After almost a month in Michigan, I potentially, have a job. Ooh, I hope it's a good fit. Fingers crossed for you. Fingers crossed. I really, really hope it works out. That's very exciting. Ooh, very exciting. Very, very exciting. Beta, thank you for 40 months. Mr. Freeze, please, a blue one. Immaculate, correct taste. Perfect, incredible taste. The blue Mr. Freezes are just the best ones. They're so good. Latermus, thank you for 27 months. I thank you very, very much. So Archie just says, do we earn stars when we're good? Maybe. Do I have to put up like a good noodle star sheet behind me here? Oh, I used to love going to the shop across my school to get a Mr. Freeze. They're great. Hands up anyone who doesn't know what a Mr. Freeze is. Just to get this in, just get it in line, you know. Just get it in line. Lando, hello, how are you doing? Come in. Okay, a Mr. Freeze is, okay, apparently a Mr. Freeze is also a Batman villain, but, hang on. I've done it again. I've done it once again. He's not a relative of Mr. Crispo. No, he's not. I'm going to try to not get too desperately distracted today, but you know what I'm like. Mr. Freeze. It's just like an ice eye. Now, it doesn't have to be the Mr. Freeze brand to be a Mr. Freeze. All shaped ice pops like this are Mr. Freezes. They're all Mr. Freezes. All of them. Every single one of these is a Mr. Freeze. Even if it doesn't have Mr. Freeze written on it, even if it's some other brand, if there are other brands, they're all Mr. Freezes. What do you call them? Ice poles, ice sticks. Ooh, ice pops. There you go. I know these are excellent. I was going to say they're probably just a different name everywhere else because they're a good simple summer treat, you know? A good simple thing. The jumbo ones. Oh, stop, you know, they're so good. Hang on. I know we're already getting off track. Sorry, St. Brigid, I'll get to you in a minute, okay? I'll get to you in a minute, St. Brigid. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about you. Do you ever have these yolks? Jubbly ice lollies? Or anything adjacent to that. Like, frozen orange juice is just... so good. So good. So good. Fruit Loop says we have Mr. Friedman in Canada. We call them Freezies. I like that. That's quite cute. I like that. I think that's quite endearing. Jobbies are so good. So good. Ray64, hello. Want to say hi, so hi. Hello. If you can stay for a minute or an hour, we're happy to have you. You know how it is. You know how it is. Do you think we could send in Brigid and Mr. Freeze? I mean, given that she's like... she's the saint / goddess of fire. I don't know how long they'll last, but we can try. Oh, because so I had a great idea, right? Like, I had such a great idea in my head yesterday. Oh, by the way, thank you for kicking off a hype train. You're very kind. First one of the month. I had a great idea in my head. I was like, I'm going to put together a PowerPoint, a slideshow to teach you about some Brigid. I didn't do that. I didn't do that because I got the idea yesterday, and then I didn't sleep very well last night, so I lost a bit of today, and I didn't do a slideshow. So we're going to learn together. We're going to go and learn together. You can be both a saint and a goddess, so it's complicated. It's complicated. Protector Corvo, it is complicated, and that's why I want to teach you, because I think she's very fascinating. It's not blasphemous, it's fascinating. Are we ready to be fascinated? Ooh. Got a little distracted by man horse. Don't worry about the man horse. I will not even subject you to Horse Prince today. I won't even subject you to it. We're not playing it today. Laura Bedora, hello. All right, I am going to teach you. All right. I think the music that's on is probably fine. Hang on. Is that enough music? Yes. I don't know if it'll be a very long stream today because I do need to get an early night tonight. I need to have a sensible amount of sleep tonight. I know. It's mad, really. It's madness. But I do need to have a sensible amount of sleep. So. Talk LaFade, thank you so much for 7 months of your Prime. You're very kind. Thank you. You're 3 good. Not that there's anything wrong with a bit of blasphemy. So, right. Hands up. And there'll be no judgment because if you don't know something, you've done something. Hands up, anyone who does not know about St. Brigid's Day, St. Brigid, the goddess Brigid, anything like that. Hands up if you don't know anything about it. Don't know anything about it. As far as I'm concerned, she's a figure you can appreciate, whether religious or not. You know, she's an interesting figure in history, in like hagiography. Like I think she's very cool, and yeah, I think she's sick as hell. And we're going to learn about her. Purple Blur, thank you so much for 9 months. I thank you very much. You're very kind. Fireflower, hello. Right, let's get a reference photo of St. Brigid. The photo. No, they didn't have cameras back then. A representation. A representation of St. Brigid. Yeah, I just think she's neat. I could have made a funny potato joke, because I did eat... My meal before stream was just 2 spuds with a good of butter and cheese. I am a stereotype. Alright, what's a good depiction of St. Brigid? There's not really any bad ones here, I wouldn't say. Okay, so we got the hands up on who does not know who St. Brigid is. Hands up if you do know or have heard of the Celtic / pagan festival of Imbolc. Because I'm interested to see what the responses are. Ah, ha, ha, here we go. Christ, she's massive down the bottom there. Oh God, so she is. There's reason behind that. There's reason behind that, I promise. Oh God. All right, let me sip my sup of water and let me start telling you things. Now, let me preface this by saying, this is a light-hearted class. You don't have to be afraid to say like, oh, that's a funny, silly little, you know, story or whatever. You don't have to be afraid about that. It's not going to be disrespectful. As long as you're not like, wow, she fucking sucks. Like, As long as you're not being like that, it's fine. Like, this is chill, this is relaxed, this is laid back. No one is gonna go and break down your front door if you can't remember things, or if you're like, wow, that was weird, you know? Not to Brigid. Oh! That's it, you're gonna have to go read up on her yourself, I'm sorry. Lurvik says, does she hit people with that cane only if you're bowled? This is probably a slight... it's hard to have an accurate depiction of someone who was born in, like, the 400s. She was born around 451 or so. Common Era, 80, whatever you'd prefer to say. She has a... That's... St. Brigid does not have a shuriken. She does... We're 5 minutes in. We've been here 5 minutes. St. Brigid is not holding a shuriken. It's a Brigid spinner, please. Please, have a bit of respect. It's a Brigid spinner. So St. Brigid of Kildare, or St. Brigid of Ireland, as you may have heard her referred to, is... Why are we talking about St. Brigid? It's her feast day today, and she's really interesting, and lots of people don't know she exists. She is a legend, and I hope that you can... I hope you can accept my judgment of that as being worthwhile, but... Mr. Mahuna says I'm going to be able to use her cross... I used her cross as a shuriken! Jesus. Alright, hands up. Who is familiar with this? Who is familiar with the St. Brigid's cross? Now, this is also associated with the Festival of Imbolc, so... It's an odd-looking bowl of noodles. Also known as Ninja Brigid. I'm going to lose my mind. Oh. Wait, Bro Jewel says I have a first-class relic of St. Brigid, a piece of one of her bones at home. Is it a piece of her skull? Because I know her skull is one of the only things that's accounted for. They brought her head. Okay, we're jumping ahead a bit here. We can't lose the head about this. They brought her head to the continent at some point when they were off doing stuff. The lads, whoever they were. Yeah, her skull's in Portugal. Exactly. We're getting full spoilers here, lads. Spoilers left, right, and centre. What was I going to say to you? It's gone. It's gone. It's Unshaki Morage says primary school St. Brigid's Day was so good. So good. So good. What do you mean? No, I don't have part of her skull. Bro Jewel. Was it Bro Jewel? Has part of her skull. Okay, let me explain. So, where do we even start with St. Brigid? I feel like I'm giving a... Yes! Yes, Purple Blur, she died. She lived like 1,500 years ago. She's definitely dead. Like, you know, she's not like, she's not down the pub having a pint. You can't go down and ask her. It's like, Jesus, what was it like back in the day, Brigid? And then she would tell you firsthand the things and bits and bobs, you know. Jedi, hello, are we sure? I mean, has anyone seen St. Brigid recently? Has anyone seen her in the last while? Like, maybe she's just laying low. Whoa, spoiler warning. Oh, goodness. If she isn't dead, it's a hell of a nun, to be fair. Give her some... No, hell of a run, not hell of a nun. Although she was a hell of a nun. Connell says, I have an Auntie Brigid. That might be her. You're going to have to ask her. Now, listen, we're not getting into the ins and outs of, is a saint alive or dead? Because if a saint is... If a holy person is, canonized, they become a saint. And a saint is supposed to be eternally alive, or alive in a different way, or all of that kind of carry on. Now, I can tell you before we stop, please stop spoiling the Bible. See, she's not in the Bible. She's not in the Bible. You won't find her in there. You won't find a lot of like regional saints in there because it gets very complicated. Kuro says also, don't be afraid to ask me questions and I will answer as best I can. I can't guarantee that I will always have the answer, but I will answer as best I can. Kuro says, is her feast day an important big holiday in Ireland? It is, but only as of recently. So it was always celebrated. Like every year, 1st of February, in school, you could make the little crosses, or some people would make what's called a brídeog, which is like a little doll. So, you know, there's a festival that's been revived recently in Kerry. Like people wear masks and do all kinds of stuff. Like it's very cool. I can get into more of that later on. But it was not an official holiday until last year. 2023 was the first year she ever had her own bank holiday. Can you believe that? St. Patrick out here getting all the praise. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm sure he did some good stuff, but however, she did not get a bank holiday, like an official holiday, until last year. They didn't care much for it. Can you think of any reasons why? Now, keep that in mind. You know? Is there a reason she's always in green besides being Irish? I feel like people just picture her being in green. Now, there are other depictions of her where she's maybe in, like, blue or, like, brown and green. I think it's just, like, Irish saint thing. And dyeing something green is not especially difficult. I think it looks, I mean, it looks very visually pleasing. And back in the day, when you're, okay, sorry, I'm getting into it now, but you did start me. When you were depicting saints and, like, heavenly pictures and all that kind of stuff, back in the day, like, when it was very common for people not to be able to read or write, if you say, listen, you're tending the fields, you're tending whatever you're doing, your animal, like, you are a common person. You can't read, you can't write. Way, 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 way back in the day. You go into, like, a church or a holy place, and you see pictures like, okay, maybe not like that, but, like, stained glass windows, you see stuff like this, like, you see this kind of imagery. And the more striking it is, the more, like, fear of God kind of thing you get. Or, on the other hand, Pio and Pandora says, oh, hot women, okay? Now, she might not appreciate that, but that's not in the way you might think. Not in the way you would think. Of hot women. But you go in somewhere like that, and it's illuminated, like, there's colors, there's pictures, like, art, the likes of which you would never have seen. People didn't have books, people didn't have, like, paintings in their houses. Like, there wasn't really that kind of thing, you know? You know, so when they're depicting saints, green is a really good, like, it's a real good standout color, so that's probably it. Very, very striking. Very striking, you know. Barry, weird, thank you for 33 months. How are you doing? Come in, come in, come in. Are you well? Are you very, very well? Weird of Ireland not to recognise its historical women, considering it's one of only 2 countries in the world named after women. You see, the funny thing is it's not weird. Well, it is, but... So, have you ever heard of Britain? So when Britain was starting to move out of Ireland a little bit, when we kind of gave them the little out, do you know who took over? Who took over Ireland after Britain started leaving a little bit, was Eamon de Valera and all the priests. Now, can you think of any reason, because of Eamon de Valera and all the priests, that women might not have been getting recognition for their accomplishments? Just leaving it. Have you ever heard of Britain? Eamon de Valera and the Priests, which sounds like a terrible cover band that plays down the pub of a Saturday evening, were just like, well, a woman's place is in the home, and they don't need to do this, that, and the other, you know? It was not great. Not great. Anyway, we're getting a bit off track, but we'll come back to this track in a while. Don't worry. This will be relevant again. Constance didn't like that. Oh, goodness. Now, yeah, not priestesses. No, none of that. Now, come here to me. So, I'm still trying to figure out where do we actually start. You can keep asking me questions, which might help, like, dig it out. But come here. I'm going back to this thing, because this is an important thing that someone was asking about earlier. Write this down. This will be on the test later. So, Saint Brigid is often called just Brigid of Kildare or Brigid. I mean, like, you know, you can be called Brigid. It's just a name that people have. But she has the same name as the goddess Brigid. And there has been talk of, like, well, maybe they're not the same. However, a practice that was quite common in early Ireland, or Ireland about 1,500 or so years ago, when they were introducing Christianity and trying to get people really hip and down with God and stuff, like really trying to get the people on board, was the Christianization of a lot of, like, older pagan traditions. Conal Carnock, thank you for gifting a sub to all of Kildare. All of Kildare. Thank you, Conal, you're very kind. If Kildare comes in here, we're gonna have to explain ourselves. So, where was I? So yeah, it was very common for older traditions to get, like, rewritten and represented to you. You know, stuff like that. Stuff like that. So, it's very common belief that Brigid is based on the older Celtic goddess, who is a triple goddess, who is like, she's the goddess of like blacksmithing, like livestock, like all that kind of stuff, like farming, all that kind of stuff. Healers, poets, dairy workers, all that kind of stuff, you know? Now, that's why we celebrate Jesus' birthday in December. Jesus. Now, if it's got the pagans of a Christian holiday around the same time they used to do the solstice festivals, yeah, there's lots of stuff like that where it all gets kind of like melded into one, which made it much easier to introduce to the people, you know? Much easier to introduce to people. Co-opting local traditions, that's it. It's how you get the people on board. Now, don't want to get too much into the Christianization of things where it's relevant, because, lads, not to terrify anybody, but I studied this in college, and if you start me, I will not stop. I will talk for 7 hours about the Christianization of a lot of older things, and how a lot of it did happen, and a lot of it was very embellished. So I'm going to try to not get too off track here, or you'll have to deal with me for a long time. Officially, Tobias, thank you for 18 months. 18 months. 18 months. Now, you're probably sitting there. You're probably all sitting there saying, Cake, why is St. Brigid so hip and cool and important if she's a reimagining of a Celtic goddess? And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Cerise, thank you for 4 months. How are you doing? Come in. The reason is because she is credited with a lot of really, really, really cool miracles that I don't think any Catholic church really wants to acknowledge. Now, it's a thing, like, it's noted. They don't tell you, they don't teach you these things in school. Oh no, our favourite creator talking to us for hours and ends. The horror, the pain. What course did you in college? I did early and modern Irish in Trinity. My lecturers were great, Trinity not so much. People in the department, fantastic, college. But we did a lot of study of the language, but in my final year, and I think actually my second last year as well, we did a lot of history and hagiography and stuff like that. I know, don't go to Trinity. Listen. Do not go to Trinity College. I went. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Go literally anywhere else. If you want to do Irish, if you want to do early and modern Irish or medieval Irish, go to Maynooth, go to Cork. Cork is very good for it. A friend of mine did something similar down Cork. I think it was like Old Irish and archaeology. Really, really good. Really good. Highly recommend. Okay, where were we? So yes, you're probably sitting there saying, Cake, why on earth do we care about St. Brigid? Why does she matter? Why do you care about this saint who is based on a goddess? Let me tell you. So, now, I do have to give you a disclaimer. I have to give you a disclaimer before we start on this, because saints' lives and the records of saints' lives are very, very complicated. Do you know why? I'm not going to wait for the answer, I'm just going to tell you. The reason saints' lives are very complicated is because they lived a long, long, long time ago. And the records we have of their lives are very biased. They're biased, they can be embellished, sometimes they can just not make any sense at all. Now that is okay, because when you're talking about a saint in this context, you are talking about a real person, but you're also talking about the entire story around them. So she is credited as, like, she did exist. She was a real person, as far as we know. Which makes it more complicated again, because how is she a real person and based on a goddess? Complicated. If I get into it, we'll be here till 4 a.m. Biased in what way? So, as an example, there's a lot of accounts of what St. Patrick did when he came to Ireland that are, like, it's beyond him doing miracles. Like, it's things that are impossible. There's an account in the hagiography, I can't remember what it is, I think it's something Life of Brigid. There is an account of St. Brigid and St. Patrick being, like, close friends. Like, such close friends that they were, like, one and the same person when they would talk to each other. But St. Brigid was only born, like, 15, 20 years, I think, before St. Patrick is recorded to have died. So you get a lot of inconsistencies like that, where someone maybe embellishes the interactions between people, you know, that kind of stuff. So the likelihood that they met it's not the most unlikely thing in the world. The likelihood that they knew each other very well, it's dicey, you know? So you'll get things like that. But you just have to take this kind of stuff for what it is, you know? I'd watch that Buddy Saint movie. Friends or friends? Neither. Neither, as far as we know. And you can read in, now listen as well, you can read into Saint stories whatever way you want. That's completely okay. I think that's fine. There's no way to confirm or deny anything like that. My sources, I made it up. No, listen, like, if you can take an interpretation from a story, then that's great. But it's not necessarily right, you know? Right. So, I'm going to talk, and I promise as time goes on, this will make more sense as to why we're learning about her. So, Saint Brigid was a consecrated virgin. She became, of her own doing, of her own desire to do so, she became a consecrated virgin. We're not entirely sure who through. Sorry, I have notes over here. Either through the Bishop of Cruchon Brí Éile, Saint Mel of Arda at Magtulach, or Saint Macaulay. Now you're writing all of this down. I hope you're writing all this down. So, who made her an abbess, which is like an abbot, but she's a lady. So, that was how she revoked her sexy times. Exactly. She was like, I'm not interested in any of that. I don't want to do that. I want to do this forever. I wanted to be an abbess. She was like, I'm not interested in all that carry on. I don't want to be involved. That's not for me. I would like to not do that. Thank you very much. There'll be a test in 14 hours. I hope you're studying. Like, slay, honestly, I'm gonna be honest. Like, honestly, to be honest, slay, fair play to her. She was the first ace person ever. No, but like, genuinely, it's a thing. Like, she wanted to. She wanted to do it. She wasn't pushed into it. She wanted to do it, and people didn't like that she wanted to do it. To the point where, like, she had brothers, and it is written that her brothers and her family did not approve of this. They didn't want her to do this. They were really annoyed that she did this. Now, they couldn't stop her, but they were really annoyed that she did it because they weren't going to get a bride price for her. Not, oh, I wonder if she'll be happy. They wouldn't get a bride price for her. Exactly. Boo-hoo, like, womp womp. Okay. A Bryce. So, do we all know what a bride price is? Like a dowry, I guess, kind of? Money, yeah. Or the other way around. Yeah, you know, money. They wouldn't get money for her when she got married, pretty much. You know? Shut up, how are you doing? Come in. So, that was a whole thing, you know? That was a whole thing. And despite that, she was like, I'm just doing it anyway. Now, I need to read this. I've copy-pasted stuff into my little notepad. So, bear with me. So, on the topic of her being a virgin and her brothers being really angry about, like, oh, the family's not going to get money now when she gets married. When she was outside, I'm going to say this before I start reading out excerpts. A lot of old texts are worded awkwardly. It does make sense, but you'll be like, oh, there's a detail missing. If the detail's missing, it wasn't important, I promise. When she was outside carrying a load past a group of poor people, like just stuff, some began to laugh at her. A man named Basin, I don't know how to pronounce his name, said to her, now write this down, the beautiful eye which is in your head will be betrothed to a man, though you like it or not. Essentially, you're gorgeous and you're going to marry someone whether you want to or not. Disgusting. What are you doing? I'm carrying stuff. I'm stuff. Oh god, why did I remember that? Now, if you know for real, don't tell me. What do you think she did in response? Now think of it. She's not a saint, obviously, at this point. She's still alive. She is an abbess. She has just taken her vow of chastity. This lad's like, why are you going to get married whether you like them or not? What do you think she did? Killed him, kicked his ass, ate his face. Right, but it was a dowry. It was a similar kind of thing. It was a similar kind of thing. But they weren't happy about it. Shuriken! Slap him. Told him to go fuck himself, shuriken to his face, incinerated him. No. She didn't actually harm him. But what she did was very impactful. Because he's doing the whole thing of like, oh, you're so gorgeous, you're going to marry someone. And she poked her... Now, I'm going to give you a quick warning, a little bit visceral. She poked her finger into her eye. And she goes, here is the beautiful eye for you. I deem it unlikely that anyone will ask you for a blind girl. She poked her own eye out. To be like, I am not your perfect little bride. Like... She's just like, no. No. Oh, wait, no, I forgot, I haven't written down here. I forgot she did harm him. I forgot about this part. So his brother's come along and they're trying to clean everything up and whatever. There's no water. She goes, here, would you, I don't know, hit this stick into the ground, and water comes up like by magic, and not magic, by miracle. And she goes to your man who was at her, soon your eyes will burst in your head. And as she said it, his eyes burst in his head. Toaster Struder, hello, you have come in at an interesting time. I mean, we just kind of jumped into it, but we stan a queen. So metal. She probably could have done that first, but I think the impact is pretty intense, you know? And eyes are very symbolic, you know? Very, very symbolic. Oh, goodness. Now, it is said that this story was inspired by, I can't remember the saint. There's another saint with a similar kind of story. Can't remember it off the top of my head. But I might be mixing this with someone else, but still very sick and very cool. Very, very sick and very cool. Royal Kevin, you're not too late for class. Will you take your notes down off of someone else, though? Would someone share notes? Kova, will you also get some notes off of someone else, right? We can make this work, all right? Just redistribute notes around the classroom. We'll all get to know everything eventually. Yeah, eyes are really important in the Catholic myth. It's really, really important. Like, really fascinating. Really fascinating how... I suppose, like, there's lots of good things like that that are quite significant, but eyes are a big one. Aye. What year? No year attributed to that, but given that she was, whatever here, she was born around 450, what was it, 451? 451, around then, and she died around 525 or so. Somewhere in the middle there. Somewhere. Right. Now. Let me tell you. You want another one? She was reputed... Now, there's no evidence of this. There's no evidence of this, but it is written that she, because she was a dairy woman and she was a brewer, an expert brewer, very good at brewing, she apparently could turn water not into wine, but turn water into beer. Now, I don't drink beer, so I don't appreciate it maybe as much as anyone else would, but very cool. She made a class cup. She'd make a great cup of tea. Did she ever drop a sick beat? I mean, I've never heard it myself, but I'm sure if you put her in front of a launch pad and told her where everything was, she'd maybe go for it. Oh no, she was about milk and dairy as well. All of that. I'm trying to think. I'm not very good at writing notes down. I'm going to show you what I've written down. Oh, let me tell you this one. So, there was a case. All I've written about this is brooch woman Brigid, so I'm gonna have to tell you my own words. I'm not going Googling it now. So, there was a case. St. Lucy Moja, that rings a bell. It could have been St. Lucy. That could well have been it. There was a woman who went to St. Brigid for help once. And St. Brigid was like, what's going on? Now, I'm paraphrasing. I don't have any direct quotes for the text. I'm just like, what's going on? Come here to me, young one. What's going on? Your one goes to her, this noble man, or whoever he was, trusted me to protect a brooch. This brooch was very, very, like, valuable, very important, but it has gone missing, but I swear I didn't lose it, or something like that. Something to that effect. She's like, I didn't lose it. I was given it, but it's gone. It's gone, and I don't know what happened to it. I swear I was so careful with it. Now, the reason this... hang on, which way I'll go over this? So, there's a lad out fishing. I don't know if she's affiliated with Brigid, maybe knows her, I don't know. Fishes up a fish, as you do when you're fishing. And when he cuts the fish open, the brooch is inside in the fish. The fish has eaten the brooch. I haven't lost it, but it's gone missing. No, stay with me, okay? And he goes, oh God, as you would, if you found a brooch inside of a fish. Microplastics these days, am I right? But goes to Brigid, it's like, here's your brooch for your wand. And like, she kind of puts two and two together, and she's like, okay, tell me about your man. So, because he was a nobleman, and because she was like a common woman, or maybe she was a servant, something like that, if she had lost the brooch because it was very valuable, he could have, like, had her tried for it and had her pretty much put into, like, indentured servitude or, like, made into a slave or something like that. So she obviously did not want to lose it because that would have sucked. And he maybe had reason for her to want to lose it. So eventually, so Brigid shows up to your man. He's like, she's like, what's the deal with the brooch? And it turns out, yes, your man set her up. Your man took the brooch and just like threw it into a lake. I can't remember if it was a lake or the ocean to try to frame your Juan. So he doesn't really get any good ending. I think he apologized and he bowed. He was like, I'm so sorry, Brigid. I'll never do it again. But if someone asks you to keep a brooch safe, don't trust them. Don't trust them. Don't trust them. Now, I have a story about her, and I can promise you, you have heard this one. You have heard this one. If you've heard of St. Brigid, you've heard this one. Do you know the one of... do you know the one about Brigid and the blanket? The cloak. It was her cloak. So, the story goes... The cape, the cloak, the thing she was wearing. There was a search for somewhere to set up the... Where did I write this down? Convent, that's what it's called. It was like a nunnery, a convent. So she wanted to set up a convent in Kildare. And she was like, I need land. So she goes to the king. And she goes, come here to me, king. This is a great piece of land. Like, it's got great growing land. Because at the time, if you had a convent or a monastery, like, you would have gardens, you'd have farms, you'd have all of that all together. I'm just going to skip this song because it has lyrics. I don't want lyrics. I would prefer to not have any lyrics right now. Excellent. That's not playing, is it? That's not playing. What? Where's it gone? Where's my music? Why is it... It's just endlessly loading. Give me a second. I'm just gonna put on a different video. Hang on. Give me a second. This'll do. Oh, yeah, that'll do. That's funky. Right. Anyway. It's in your head. No. So... Where was I going? Oh, yeah, so she's trying to get land to build the monastery, right? She goes to the king, she's like, look, this bit of land is perfect. Or not the monastery, the convent. She's like, this is perfect. There's a forest. It's where we can gather stuff we need. We can grow stuff on the land. Like, it's brilliant. It's perfect. And the king goes like, no, I'm not giving you any land. Go away. He literally turns around, he's like, no. No. And she takes her cloak off and she goes, okay, will you give me as much land as my cloak carries? Or covers, sorry. Will you give me as much land as my cloak covers? And the king kind of goes, fine, yeah, sure, go on. What's it gonna be? Like 2 square meters at most kind of thing. So, I can't remember, was it her? I think there was someone with her. I think there was maybe like other nuns with her. And maybe she did it herself. So she shakes out the blanket. And I think there's maybe other nuns, and they catch the other ends of it. And the cloak starts to stretch. Bigger. And bigger. And bigger. And bigger. and bigger, and it keeps going, and it keeps going. And it keeps going until the point where the king is like, would you stop? Would you please stop? Come on, you can't stop it. Stop it, because the cloak starts to cover, like, so, what was it thinking? His whole province. Now, I don't know if that was all of Kildare, all of Leinster. It was huge, huge. She covered everything with the cloak. And your man's there like, stop it, I'll have nothing left to rule. So, ultimately, she goes, right, well, for your greed, give us the land for the convent. And he goes, fine, have your convent ground. And soon afterwards, he converted to Christianity. He began to help the poor. He became a good and better person. And he helped with the building of the convent. And he brought his whole life back around, you know? And everybody was friends. Can you imagine? See, that's what I always wondered, Potato and Crime. Imagine just being a regular person in the rest of Kildare. I was walking around, like going out to check on the animals, or, you know, going to check on something, and you just see this massive cloak, like this massive stretch of fabric just covering your house, your neighbour's gardens, like the whole road, street, whatever you'd have in those days, you know, cake or whatever. All your animals, all the forest is just covered in a blanket, and you're like, geez, you know, if we kept this, we wouldn't get as much rain. It might be alright a few months a year. But, yeah. As is every Christian story, man converts to Christianity and grows a heart, more or less, yeah. And then everybody stood up and clapped. So, hands up if you heard that story ever before. That particular one. Hands up if you heard that one maybe in school. You know? I assume the cloaks shrank back down again, unless they folded it up and just put it in the back for, I don't know, if they had guests over or whatever. Daffy Lizard Chunks, hello, it's alright, trust me, we're still getting into it. I have not, but that was glorious. It's a good one, isn't it? It's a good one. Imagine the amount of soap necessary to wash that cloak. Imagine the size of the washing machine. Imagine just walking out getting boggled by a rapidly expanded cloak. You're just like, oh, Jesus. I don't remember snow looking like this. Oh, good. I heard it recently, like 15 seconds ago. I mean, that's recently enough. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. From you. Thank you, Katie Marie. Thank you, thank you. So, you've heard that one, right? There is one particular story about St. Brigid that is not taught in school, and I think it's very important for people to know. And I think you're starting to get the idea of why she's interesting, why she's important. But if this doesn't drive it home, all right. It's always a woman going around finishing up our men's messes. Patrick Kim brought Christianity only for Brigid to finish the job. I'm telling you, lads. I'm telling you. So, buckle up for this one, lads. Buckle up. She didn't, well, I mean, no, she didn't kill a guy. But she probably should have done. Not in this story, but some other time. Right. I am going to read out a quote, like word for word, which has been translated by two different scholars from the original text. So this isn't a case of, oh, it's open to interpretation, or maybe she didn't mean that. This is like two different people, and maybe more, translated this text and went, yeah, that's exactly it. So, there was a nun who had taken a vow of chastity. Okay? As nuns do. Who, I think Brigid knew, or she knew of Brigid. She was maybe in the convent. I don't know what the deal was. And as it can be, you know, like Brigid was loving the life, like she was living, she was taking her vow of chastity, loving life. This nun did not keep her vow of chastity. She didn't keep her vow of chastity. She went out gallivanting with a lad, and she became pregnant. And she was mortified. And she was terrified. She was having none of it, exactly. She was mortified. She was terrified. So she goes to Brigid. She's like, I've ruined everything for myself. I've ruined everything for myself. What am I going to do? Like, I've taken my vow of chastity. I want to be a nun. This is what I want to do. But I can't do it now. What am I going to do? Now, I am going to read for you, word for word, the quote. The exact translated words from the hagiography. A certain woman who had taken the vow of chastity fell through the youthful desire of pleasure, and her womb swelled with child. Brigid, exercising the most potent strength of her ineffable faith, blessed her, causing the child to disappear without coming to birth, without pain. She faithfully returned the woman to health and to penance. Can you think of any reasons they might not teach you that in school? Can you think of any reasons they might not teach you that in school? Don't call it fetus deletus. But she had this nun come to her, it came up to her in real dire straits, like real really, really distressed, really knew that she couldn't handle this. This wasn't what she wanted in life. This isn't what she had planned. She made a mistake. She made a mistake. She didn't want it to actually happen. And she just made it unhappen. And the wording of it is not very, what's the word for, ambiguous. Don't worry, else I know a guy. But as you can guess, if anyone in the States has ever heard of an NGO called the Brigid Alliance, that's named after St. Brigid. Yeah. It makes so much sense. I had not heard of it because it's in the States. I wouldn't have heard of it. I only heard of it today when I was looking stuff up for this. So, she used the power of God, but literally, and it wasn't an issue. She was, everyone was like, oh my God, that was kind, that was considerate. She helped the nun. Now the nun can live her good nun life. There was no such, she did have to do a little bit of penance because, she did break her vow of chastity and she had to be kind of oh, geez, I'll never do it again. I'll never look at a man again. But, there was no, eternal punishment. There was no such thing as, you're going to burn in hell for 1,000,000 years and people are going to stick red hot pokers on. There was none of that. It was just all right, say 400 Hail Marys and we're done. And that's it. 3 Our Fathers should cover it, that's it. That's the origin. No eternal consequences. No eternal consequences. So she's pretty good. Never look at a man again. Women, however, listen, all I'm saying, and this is none of my business. Convents. None of my business. I think I might have to end stream now. Anyway, none of my business, but whatever goes on in the convent, none of my business. Okay, none of my business. Bottle of Dave says, Lapsed Catholic here, who checks out how many hair mailers you said. Do they watch that? I think it's a thing of you have to hold yourself accountable to it. Because now, I'm not Catholic, I'm not Christian. I just find this stuff really, really fascinating. But with something like penance, there's a certain element, or there should be a certain element of holding yourself accountable because you're doing it because you want to. That sort of way. You're doing it because you want to, not because you feel that you should. Now, a lot of people do it because they feel they should. But if you've been taught maybe or raised to do it for the right reasons, then you're doing it because you want to, Yeah, for me, stuff like this is lore. It's why I say things if you have interest in film, in literature, it is worth reading the Bible. You don't have to believe in it. It is a really interesting text. It's fascinating because it is pieced together from so many different things. And it's the same way with even individual saints' lives. We're completely at the mercy of whoever decided to take it upon themselves to write about these people, And those accounts are often flawed, they're often missing a lot of stuff. But what it gives us is the impression that the saint left, It gives us the impression that the saint left on the people of the time. Really cool. Really, really, really cool. really, really fascinating stuff. Like, it's all worth reading, you know? And you can make up your own mind on it. If you turn around and you go, geez, I actually, you know, this makes sense to me, you know? As long as you feel good and you're, you know, being a good person through it, that's your own business, you know? It's entirely your own carry-on. Indie Film says, since you've studied, what's the historical evolution of hell? To my knowledge, it's not really a thing in Jewish religion. I actually don't know. So anything I know is mostly Celtic Christianity or Celtic Catholicism, which is its entirely own thing, to the point where I'm pretty sure the Vatican had to get involved at some point, and they had to be like, no dainigi shin, like, you're getting too out of hand, you're doing your own thing too much, we don't like it. So yeah. All the Lake of Hellfire stuff, more Dante. That's his thing, you know. Elysian Emily, thank you for 4 months. How are you doing? Come in. And Jacques Hollenheim, Lohe Labride, Free Vasha dit. Or Imbulk, Free Vasha dit. Or both. Both, why not both? How are you doing? Not the, yes, the Vatican's getting involved, that's it. You know what's going on. You know what's going down. Oh, goodness. But yeah, I just think it's really cool. I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. So, Brigid, as you can probably guess so far, she's a very, like, charitable. Now, I know the whole thing of saints is like, they're generally charitable, but she's, like, especially charitable. She is so charitable. I'm going to read this one out. I again, copy-pasted it because I was short on time, because I'm a divil. But when on the banks of the River Inny, Brigid was given a gift of apples and sweet sloes. A sloe is a type of berry, just in case you don't know. I don't know how widespread they are. She later entered a house where many lepers begged her for these apples, which she offered willingly. So Brigid was given these apples, and someone was like, these people who had leprosy, God love them, were like, oh my goodness, can we please have these apples? We're very hungry. And she goes, yes, of course, have them. Like, willingly. It wasn't like, oh, come on. It was like, here, yeah, like, without... Oh, I got my 10,000 steps. Very nice. She was like, yeah, of course. So, the woman who had given Brigid the apples got angry. She got really angry. Because she was like, I didn't give the gift to the lepers. I gave the gift to you. It's like, excuse me, I didn't give these apples to these poor suffering people. I gave them to you because you're so cool. So Brigid got angry back at the woman and cursed her fruit trees so they would no longer bear fruit. She was like, well, if you're not going to share it with anyone, unless you're only sharing it with me, and you're only sharing with me because I am seen of being like a good person of high status, then you're not getting any fruit ever again. Another woman then gave Brigid the same gift, like apples and sloe berries or whatever it was, and Brigid gave them away again. It was like, thank you very much, I'm going to give these to people who need it. And this woman was like, oh my god, your charity is amazing. That's incredibly kind of you. Will you please bless my garden? And naturally enough, Brigid's like, of course. She blesses her garden, and what's the quote? Brigid said a large tree in the garden would have twofold fruit from its offshoots, and this came true. So what I like to think happened there is that she actually like absorbed all of the fruit that was going to appear in this other one's garden and gave it to your one. She was like, here, and just like threw it into her garden. That's what I like to believe happened. What could have actually happened, if you're skeptical on, like, you know, magical miracles, I like to believe that Brigid broke into your one's garden in the night with a massive shovel, dug up all of her fruit trees, dug up all of her like shrubs, and replanted them in the other one's garden when she wasn't looking. Because I think that's a very good mental image. I think it's an excellent mental image. I have the feeling the tree was more like, well, I mean, she is a goddess of fire, or saint of fire. And no aura about it, and you know. Oh. So on the thing of her being related to fire. I haven't even gotten around to the cross yet. I haven't even gotten to this. We've been going for a while. Well, not like a million years, but we're still going. I was just thinking that, but taking the fruits and taping them to the good lady's trees. That's a story I'll tell you another day. I have to save some stories for you. The name, I actually completely forgot the name of the hagiographer who wrote about St. Brigid. I think Cogitosus. I think that's how his name is said. Cogitosus wrote about him. Cogitosus wrote about someone else, and I don't remember who. I don't think he might have written about St. Patrick, but I don't know. Hebrew Hammer says, I am now the saint of Cheeto dust, and fair play to you. Someone's got to do it. Oh, goodness. Yes, I'm going to teach you about the Brigid spinner. Exactly. I'm going to teach you about the Brigid spinner. Do you have any recommendations of books or other places to learn about Celtic Christianity for new people to it? I had a great idea to have a reading list together. I don't have that reading list together, but I'm going to see if I can get something together to post into Discord for anyone who's interested. Because a lot of what I'm reading, for a lot of the notes I've taken, I have just grabbed from websites I used in college. So I can grab some of those. They're not all very accessible. Like, you can go there, but it's very broken up. To be honest, the Wikipedia... Now, I know you're already going, oh, the Wikipedia articles on a lot of these saints and on Celtic Christianity are fairly well maintained by people who actually know about the subject, about her, so don't be afraid to use that as a reference. Now, do check it in other places if you're not sure, you know, go for it. I've been taking Bridget's name wrong this whole time. No, you haven't, because there are two ways to write her name. If it's with a D, it's the saint. If it's with a T, it's the goddess. Now. St. Brigid, if you bury a wooden box of grass in it, said that Brigid gives you good landscaping. I hope so. I have to rip up some grass and bury it. I actually have not heard that one, weirdly enough. But there is a tradition, a lot of people would have taken part in it yesterday, in preparation for today, where you take, I think it's like a scarf or like a piece of fabric, and you put it outside on a bush or a shrub. And in the morning, you retrieve your garment, and if you wear it around your neck, it's supposed to be very good for, like, if you get throat issues, like if you get sore throats or anything, it's supposed to guard against that. I think it's supposed to be just generally good luck as well, so, you know. And the biggest lie I've ever been told is that Wikipedia is untrustworthy. The thing is controlled by very passionate people that will sell you for the slightest falsehood, and, like, rightly so. The amount of effort gone in is unbelievable. Right, so on her being related to fire... Where did I write this down? Please, for the love of God, where did I write this down? Me and my 500 windows open. Okay, so I don't know. So there is a story about fire that I didn't tell you. I don't remember the exact thing of it. I don't have it written here. Something to do with somebody punished themselves by walking on hot coals, and she healed it, and I think then she was supposed to be whatever. But I don't know if that's it. Alex of Ohio, thank you for 37 months. I thank you very, very much. How you doing? Come in. Now, I'm also going to say there's probably lots of interesting stuff about her that I won't tell you tonight, because otherwise we'll be here forever. Forever and ever and ever. Forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. So, for her fire, her sacred fire, there was a fire in Kildare in honor of Brigid. Now, it was a perpetual fire. 19 nuns. That's a lot of nuns, for those of you not counting. 19 nuns kept watch over this fire and would keep it lighting. But every 20th night, the nuns would not show up. Because what they would do instead is the 19th nun would leave, I'm pretty sure the 19th nun, would leave fuel, like wood or whatever, next to the fire and say, Brigid, tomorrow is your night to light the fire. And it said that she would come back on the 20th night, that she would visit herself, Brigid, and she would relight her fire. She would light the fire that night. So that went on for ages and ages. Who was... Gerard of Wales. Gerard of Wales wrote that one now. According to him, that's how they did it. Now. Sounds like the nuns are trying to avoid the work. Maybe they are, and you listen, you know who, maybe. So, for St. Brigid's Day, which is today, happy day, St. Bridget. It's not her birthday. It's actually, I'm pretty sure it's the day she died. Happy day, St. Bridget. It was, so the Feast of St. Bridget was observed in Kildare on the 1st of February, which was then also, as we're going back around to it, like I said we would. It was also a Celtic, pagan, whatever way you want to phrase it, holiday called Imbolc. It just happened to be on the same day. So the people loved that, you know? The people loved that. They had a big celebration. People loving it. Mrs. Kaisa, good night. Be good to yourself. I will throw some Brigid shurikens. I will. I'll do my best for you. Velox, thank you for 2 months. Yay, for a kick. Hey, how are you doing? Come in, sit down, relax. Are you taking notes? So details of what people did on St. Bridget's Day were not really recorded until like the last couple of 100 years, if even that recently. And it's the moment you've been waiting for. This is one of them. Hands up if you have seen one of these crosses. Now, they don't always have 4 legs, arms, pointy outy bits. Sometimes they have 3. So St. Bridget's crosses would be made out of rushes. Spokes, exactly. I spoke too soon. They were made out of rushes. Some of you might have even made them in school. Some of you might have been trying to make them and accidentally snapping the grass in half because it was slightly too, you know, unwell. But you're supposed to make it when the grass is still green, so you know. It looks like the grass is T-posing. Jeez, it kind of does, actually, yeah. I mean, St. Bridget has, as we've learned, T-posed on quite a lot of people so far, so... Oh, Jacques, fair play to you. Fantastic. Hope you're getting on very well. I hope so. Hamlord Ferguson says, my grandma used to force me to make them and I had no idea what they were because I'm American. Did she not tell you? Aw, it's way more fun if you know. Way more fun. So, people would make these crosses from rushes. I'm actually just going to see if I can get a picture. I had a really, really good picture and I lost the link. When I say lost the link, I mean I closed the tab. St. Bridget crosses. Ah, here we are, a fine selection of St. Bridget's crosses. Now, there's even a how-to. I wanted to do a how-to, but I couldn't get a hold of the rushes in time, you know, I was in a bit of a rush. But you can make them in many ways with lots of different... There's actually not a three-legged one. But there's a nice little variety here. So you have these little ones here. You have this, the classic one. This is the one you're probably going to see most often if you see it at all. I like this one. I like this one a lot. I like this. I think it's kind of funky, you know. It's one you wouldn't see quite as often. I think it's got some sort of like, I don't know, Celtic knotwork quality to it. I just think it's sick. I think it's very, very cool. What else we got? Is there any? Oh, what a fine selection. Look at that. Look at that. This is what I'm talking about. So, there's one with 5. Oh, look at that. Now, Skullvrida National School, fair play to you. We got 3-legged one. We got this one with the fancy little bits in the middle. Another 3-legged one. All varieties. All kinds. And you get some that are a little more detailed with, like, way more little bits and bobs. This is, What's your favourite style of St. Bridget's Cross? Donegal! 58% off! Who wants Donegal for 58% off? I mean, that's a steal. That is a steal. Look, yeah, I always think the 3-pronged one looks like the Isle of Man flag a little bit. So yeah, there's all different variations. And oh, we're getting fancy now. I've never seen this. Oh, geez, lads, budget cuts. We've got 2 up here. Very cool. Do we reckon there's a Which St. Bridget's Cross are you quiz? Which St. What am I doing? Bridget's Cross are you? This will come as a terrible shock to everybody. But there is no Which St. Bridget's Cross are you? I know, it's heartbreaking, really. It's heartbreaking. You can make them with pipe cleaners if you want. Actually, this is a very good illustration on how to make it and where everything goes, because it doesn't get, wishy-washied around. But as long as I can ever remember, when a house has a doorway with a little window over the top at the front, I always remember, especially when I was younger, there would almost always be a St. Brigid's cross up in that little window of any particular house. Like, so common to just see one up there. It's really common to see them in houses. I was going to say less so now, but that's not quite true. I feel like a lot of people do make them again because people have a different understanding and a different appreciation for St. Bridget now, Do you know? If someone wants to make a St. Bridget's cross, please be my guest. I wanted to make one, but it just didn't work out, unfortunately, because I'm a divil. But next year we'll make one. We will. A lot of the other traditions are people visit holy wells. A holy well being a water well, like a natural holy water well, usually a spring that is holy. I don't know what else to tell you. It's holy. I'm looking through what else do we have. Oh, relics. This is what the important part. Well, no, this isn't the important part. It's an important part. So do you remember I was talking earlier on about how her head went, not missing, but they took her head away. Obviously, this was after she had died. So, where are we going? We're going beep. So, let me read this out for you verbatim. About the year 878, owing to Viking raids, Brigid's relics were purportedly taken to Downpatrick and reburied in the tomb of St. Patrick in Columba. Her relics just being like things about her that are important. So like her body, if she had like oh my god, what's the box you put the Bible in? That thing, whatever, anything like that that is relevant to her that was precious, straight in there, safe. The relics of the three saints were said to have been found in 1185 by John de Courcy. And on 9th of June the following year, he had them solemnly reburied in Down Cathedral. Is it actually just called a Bible box? I always think it's called something else. Anyway, thank you. Very respectful. He was like, we're going to rebury these. We're going to do it properly, They're said to have remained in Down Cathedral until 1538, so that's a good couple of hundred years, when the relics were desecrated and destroyed during the deputyship of Lord Grey. Lord Grey was just like, fuck these guys. I have no respect for their stuff. He was a piece of work. Anyway, a rascal. So, it was all destroyed except Brigid's head. Her skull was saved by a clergyman who took it to a Franciscan monastery of Neustadt in Austria. So her head was essentially smuggled out of the country and brought to Austria for safekeeping, because they were like, geez, it'll be safe there. And to be fair, it was safe there. For a while. Until it was given to the Church of the Society of Jesus in Lisbon by Emperor Rudolph II. In the Igreja de São Roque, Church of St. Roch, where a frontal part of her skull is still venerated. Now, I'm going to see if I can get a picture of this. I think this is the one. I will find this. I think that's it. The pictures are very cursed looking, first of all, but not like as cursed as you'd expect. It's just like you can't see anything weird. I mean, it's a skull. It's like 1,500 years old, But anyway, her skull, you can just about see it there. Just about see it there. A big jump from pulling a sleigh, just giving away a skull, but, So a part of the skull is still venerated there. However, which part of the skull is that? Occipital? Another part of the skull could have already reached Portugal in the 13th century. So it's disputed whether or not that was given then or if they had it already. A lot of things very up in the air, you know. So, this part of the skull is in the Church of St. John the Baptist. No. The Church of St. John the Baptist. Oh, her eye sockets then, like that, around that part. In this place near Lisbon Airport, where it's venerated on the 2nd of February, not the 1st. Don't know why. So according to local tradition of the latter church, St. Brigid's head would have been carried to King Dinis of Portugal in 1283 by 3 Irish knights travelling to the Aragonese Crusade. A commemorative inscription on the northern facade of the church in the 16th century characters reads, "Here in these 3 tombs lie the 3 Irish knights who brought the head of St. Brigid, virgin and native of Ireland, whose relic is preserved in this chapel, in memory of which the officials of the altar of the same saint caused this to be done in January AD 1283. So it's disputed on when it got there, but her skull is... It's been around the world. Kate, hello, I'm doing my best. How are you doing? Come in. Occipital, a hazy skull, thank you so much. I can never say that word properly. It's a well-travelled skull, you know? So, is this the end of her skull moving? No, St. Brigid's skull keeps moving, or at least parts of it do. The Archbishop of Sydney, in 1884, gets a relic of the saint's tooth. Gets one of St. Brigid's teeth. One of her teeth. And gave it to the Brigidine sisters in Melbourne. And he wrote about how he got the tooth. It does seem like an odd prize. It's like, all right, lads, come here to me. I went all the way from Australia to Cologne, and I brought you back a tooth. It is a first-class relic. That's the thing. Like, it is in this context, it is very, very important. Like, it is of great significance. But let me read this out. I went all the way to Cologne on my return from Rome in 1884, and on my appointment of Archbishop of Sydney to secure a portion of the precious relic of St. Brigid preserved there for over 1,000 years. It's venerated at present in the parochial church of St. Martin, to which in olden times was attached a famous Irish monastery. The relic is, if I remember aright, a tooth of the saint. A single tooth. At Cologne, I found great difficulty in securing a portion of this relic. It was at first peremptorily refused. They were like, no, you can't have your tooth. No, go away. Not giving you your tooth. The pastor of St. Martin's declared that his parishioners would be at once in revolt if they heard that their great parochial treasure was being interfered with. I then had to invoke the aid of an influential canon of the Cathedral of Cologne, whom I had assisted in some of his literary pursuits, and he set his heart on procuring the coveted relic. There was a whole operation to get this tooth. Like, gets turned away. He's like, all right, I'm going to call in some favors and I'm going to get the enamel. All right, I'm going to get it. So, one of his arguments was somewhat amusing. It was the first time that an Irish archbishop of the remote See of Sydney had solicited a favour from Cologne. It was the new Christian world appealing to the old for a share of its sacred wealth. Very shrewd, very well worded. At all events, our pleading was successful, and I bore away with me a portion of the bone, duly authenticated, which is now the privilege of you good sisters to guard and venerate. Jeez, getting this thing through customs sounds like pulling teeth. Pain. It's the precursor to the Italian job at this point. Like, it really is. Really is. Now, her skull keeps moving. Parts of her skull keep moving. In 1905, Sister Mary Agnes of the Dundalk Convent of Mercy took a purported fragment of the skull to St. Brigid's Church in Kilcurry. In 1928, Fathers Timothy Trainer, and James of Carroll requested another fragment for St. Brigid's Church in Killester, a request granted by the Bishop of Lisbon, Antonio Mendes Bello. Everybody wanted a piece of St. Brigid's skull. Everybody Everyone's like, geez, can I have a bit of her tooth? Can I have like a bit of her skull? Can I have some of her calcium, please? We need one of her teeth. Come on, they got a tooth. Can we get a tooth? Come on. Men will trade around pieces of a long dead woman's skull instead of going to therapy. Oh, goodness. I'm going to see if there's any record of the tooth. No. There's no images. There's no picture of the tooth. I think after all that, I think they might have lost the tooth. Oh, I just got recommended an article. I didn't get what I was looking for, but 3 days ago, demand for St. Brigid's crosses higher than ever, says Louth grandmother who's keeping the tradition alive. Let's go, Louth grandmother. Now, high demand, massive demand for St. Brigid's crosses. St. Brigid's tooth, Melbourne? Nothing about it. Nothing about it except, congratulations, Harry B. Nothing. Nothing about St. Brigid's tooth. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I have a genuine theological question, says Zargan. Relics are often part of a dead saint, right? What if someone's lost, say, a hand and it was kept for whatever reason, and then later they work a miracle and get canonized? Is the hand that was removed before the miracle still a relic? I want to say yes, because it was previously attached to someone who had the capacity for miracle working. Oh, I've actually turned evil. Oh, good. Yeah, maybe not maybe it's like a second class relic. Is sainthood transitive? These are the questions we must ask ourselves. These are the pressing matters of our time. Oh, goodness. Hang on, I need some water. So, there are... I don't know where I was going with that sentence. My brain is starting to, like, dry out. I might go to Glasgow Cathedral sometimes and ask that. Do it. I'd say they'd be delighted to explain it. Like, if you get to a historian or someone who's knowledgeable, you know? What about a liquid ocelot situation? Could I be a saint if I grafted the hand on my arm? If you got an organ transplant from someone who was then made into a saint, can you be a saint if you donate an organ? Because your organ, you could be dead and you could be canonized, and someone could be walking around with, like, I don't know, your organs. Your saintly organs. You could be a saint by proxy. That's a good question. Someone email the Vatican. Yeah, what if you have, like, a holy kidney? Or something like that, you know? If you get if you get a blood transfusion, and the person who became a saint is a blood donor, you get their blood, do you have holy blood? New incredibly Catholic sequel to Repo the Genetic Opera just dropped. Oh my god. Can we have Paris Hilton in this one as well? Just, like, keep some bit of consistency. Funny relic story. For some time, there were 2 heads of John the Baptist at once. That reminds me of that time there was 2 lads who were pope at the same time, and they were so angry about it, they excommunicated each other. They were like, you're not the pope, I am. Get out of here. And he was like, you're not the pope, I am. And get out of here. So they... Anyway. Good times, guys. Remember when the popes excommunicate each other? Good times. Oh god. The relics are only worth what people make of them. There's probably 16. There probably is like 16 hands of the same saint going around. And there's lots of relics that are fabricated. And it always makes me kind of sad. No, and the sad part isn't that people believe in the relics. I don't think that's the sad part. The sad part is that people make fake relics and people get attached to them,
The funniest part about this saint body part thing is the fact that I'm sure some of us talking about it are atheists.
Oh, like 100% or agnostic or anything, but like it's fascinating. It is so fascinating. Mulk, thank you so much for the bits. Like, whatever you believe in or don't believe in, I think this is just really funny and very interesting. Like, it is actually very interesting. Lou and Remy, hello, we are learning about St. Brigid. And it's okay, you don't need to know anything about religious stuff. Most of us don't, and that's fine. But the lore is excellent, okay? What was I going to say? Yes, so there's a lot of relics that are just fake. They're just fake. They're not real. They are fabricated. They surfaced like hundreds of years after the saint died and was canonized and all that. And it makes me sad because not that like, oh, isn't it so pathetic that people like think this is real or whatever. I just think it's really sad that people were like, we don't have anything of the saint. We need to make something up. We need to make something up, you know? I think that's, I don't know, it's kind of sad. And probably sell it or trade for it or, you know, whatever. Now, in the middle of all of this, Mini Squatch has given us a very blessed thing. A shark close-up. And lads, if you haven't had a shark close-up today, here he is. And if you haven't given Shark a hug today, exclamation mark, hug Shark. Did you know it is free? Did you know it is easy? Did you know he love you? Oh, he's looking at you. He's looking. He is such a shark. Such a shark. Such a shark. When you will be teaching us how to make our own Brigid's cross, I wanted to this year, but I just didn't have. I wasn't organized. That was my problem. I wasn't organized. I didn't get the reads I needed, but I'd like to organize it properly for next year. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. The stories of steps of the ladder Jacob from the Old Testament being... Wait, the one he dreamed of being sold. Do you think St. Brigid knew what a shark was? Oh my god, Teddy! Alright, 5 minutes! Go, 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 go! Go on, go on, go on! Get out of your system! Go, 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 go! I'm trying to... There was something I was gonna say... Place names. So a lot of places are named after saints. It's a very normal, fairly common thing. Especially in Ireland, as you'd expect, but also in Scotland, in Wales, even there's somewhere, where is it written? Isle of Man, and there's a church in England that is named, it's a St. Bride's Church. So, Bride, Brigid, anything like that, that's from Brigid. So in Ireland, I'm gonna read this out verbatim. And you'll find anyone who is from Scotland, any Scottish people, I know there's at least one, Kilbride. That's not about killing a bride. Kilbride. Kilbride. Church of Brigid. Kill means like C-I-L-L. This came up the other day on stream. Someone came in and explained it. I was like, that is correct. That means church or something parish, but church usually, of Brigid. It's one of Ireland's most widely found place names. There are 45 places in Ireland called Kilbride. 45 places. I don't have a list of... I was going to say, I don't have a list of all of them. I just read that there's Kilbride and Kilbride and Kilbride. There's 45 of them. That's a lot. Kill means kill, but cuter. Maybe. Oh, there's 2 places in Tipperary called Kilbreedy. There's Kilbreedia, there's Tubberbreedia, Brideswell Commons. Jesus. Okay, guess which one of these place names is in Dublin? Kilbride, Kilbreedy, Kilbreedia, Tubberbreedia, Brideswell Commons. Brideswell Commons. What a name. Anyway, there's also a few places that are named after, or what's his name? The name is derived from Brigid's Hill, or the Irish for it, which is Kinnickbreedia. So you have Knockbridge in Louth and Knockbride in Cavan. In Scotland, there's East Kilbride, there's West Kilbride, both named after Brigid. There's... Oh! Sorry, I once again just copy-pasted this whole section to read out because I didn't know a lot of it myself. There is a village in Scotland near a place called Elgin, called Llanbride. Now, I don't know if that's how it's pronounced, Llanbride. And that is thought to be Pictish for Church of Brigid. Do you know who the Picts are? We could start getting into the Picts if you want, but we could be here until 3 in the morning. That's where you went to primary school! Oh, there you go. The more you know. The more you know. The more you know. The Picts. The Picts. The Picts were like the old Scots, sort of. Like, they were the people who were there way back when, and they loved writing, they loved casting spells. No, the way they wrote was really, I think they used like pictographs. I don't know if that's why they were called the Picts. I don't think so. I don't know as much about the Picts actually to explain them to you as I wish I did. It also has the oldest Knights Templar graves in the world. The more you know. The more you know. The Picts are the people who use PictoChat, exactly. In Wales, there are a couple of places. Now, again, I'm reading this out for the first time. I didn't know a lot of these place names outside of Ireland. So, a lot of places around Wales are named for a church, which is why you'll hear Llan, L-L-A-N, Llan. Because it's the word for church or something adjacent to that, or that's the word in the form of the place name. Sinewy parrot, hello, Brigid, the woman with the world's best blanket. She showed that king. He didn't know what was coming. How are you doing? Come in, come in. So in Wales, you get places like St. Bride's in Pembrokeshire, which I couldn't point out on a map, admittedly. My geography of Wales is not great. I know where Wales is, that's about it. I know where Holyhead is, that's about it. St. Bride's Major in the Vale of Glamorgan. St. Bride's Netherwent. No. Llan is in Llanfair Prilgwyl. I want to learn to say that again, hang on. Who here has not heard Llanfair said out loud? I can get the start. I can get Llanfair and I can get Silio Go Go Go, and that's about it. That's as far as it goes. My favourite example of someone saying that is this. Ooh. Oh, music is still on. Oopsie. Okay, jazzy music, you can stop now.
Big contrast in temperature across the UK, just 12 degrees over coastal parts of eastern England with cloudy skies, but in the sunshine in northwest Wales at RAF Mona, just up the road from Llanfair Pwllgwyn, Gellgogera Quindrobwll, Llantysilio Gogogoch.
Doesn't miss a beat. I'm sorry, I'm completely covering him over there.
70 in Fahrenheit.
Doesn't miss a beat. No fear. No fear. He knew what he was doing. Well able for it. Good lad. I don't know who he is, but good lad. Yeah, that's it. That's kind of fair. I can't say it properly. There was a time when I could pronounce things in Welsh, but it is not today. It's not yesterday. So Lanride is where I went to primary school, says Dargan, and the closest village to my parents' house. I was in Lanride just over a month ago. It's not doxing my parents, though, because they live in a house in the middle of nowhere. Hey, 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 hey. Middle of nowhere. Oh, actually, Ren. Good catch. So, oh my god. Eggless. Hang on, I can say... Eggless? 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 It's hardly Egglish, is it? Eggless? Is Welsh for church. Llan refers to the church or the land around it within place names, to the best of my knowledge. That sounds about right. So, that's a funny thing, because you know what the Irish for church can be, or parish, is Oglish. And you have église in French. The more you know. The more you know. No? Eggless. Église. No, sorry, no eggs. Unless somebody brought some eggs. If anybody did bring eggs, then, I mean, you can share. You can share if you want. If you want. Did anybody bring any eggs? A single, just one egg? I wonder if ecclesiastical is related to that. Oh, almost definitely. Well, église. Yeah, it probably is. A lot of words that sound similar are not at all related, but a lot of them that do sound similar. It would be an ecumenical otter, man, pig king. You're entirely correct. Yes. A well connection. In Doric and Scots, the word for church is kirk, and in Dutch, it's kerk. That's mad. It's like the Irish word for cheese is cosh, and the Dutch word for cheese is cash. Is it cash or cas? I think it's cash. I think it's a sh sound. I know we have Dutch people here most likely, so please correct me if I got that wrong, okay? And in Welsh as well, it's cos, or is it cosh? It's there anyway. Now, every day a learning day, lads. Every day a learning day. Now, what you might not know about St. Brigid is that apparently she loved a pint and a packet of potatoes. Anyway. In German, it's Käse. There you go. No, every day learning day. A woman after me own heart. Ecclesiastical is derived from the Greek ecclesiastes. Is it? Ooh. I'm just imagining St. Brigid looking at Brigid from Guilty Gear, spinning her yo-yos like, I'm proud of you, my daughter. Bless you and your raging bear. Your name is perfect. It's a great name. Brigid's a great name. You know a government official in Ireland can stop your car to check for eggs. What do you mean stop your car to check for eggs? What do you mean government official? Like the Taoiseach? Like the Taoiseach can stop your car to check for eggs? Well, they're not getting any. They can go get their own eggs. Anyway. Red bean bitter cream. Yes, it will. The bod will be up. Do not have a worry. It shouldn't be private anyway. In Spanish, cheese is queso. Queso. Now. Now, everyday learning day. Does anyone have any questions about St. Brigid of Kildare that you would like answered? Because I know I've probably glossed over quite a lot because my brain is a little... I don't know, my brain is kind of soupy. Don't know why. My brain's just a bit soupy today, so... I'd intended to have a great slideshow for you, but I kind of like just having a little chat, you know? Wava says, I'm going to be celebrating St. Brigid's Day by going to a local Irish pub called Brigid's with some family and telling all the lore you've taught. Oh! I hope I have not told you anything entirely wrong. I really hope so. What's St. Brigid's opinion on the current financial situation of the country? Well, given the treatment she gave that woman who begrudged giving the lepers the fruit, she'd probably... I'm going to be honest, lads, she'd probably just shuriken all of them. She'd probably just go into Leinster House and shuriken. She'll just start shurikening people. Just... And you know, she'd be right to. She'd be right to. She will explode their eyeballs. I'm so... See? That's learning. Diego says, hello, here, Diego from Argentina. Fuck England, long live to Ireland. Oi! Hello, Diego, how are you doing? Oh, goodness. What's her position on Irish independence? Well, I mean, like, she pure did like being in Ireland. I can't imagine she'd be too impressed with a bit of colonialism, you know? She'd give Rishi Sunak... She wouldn't give Rishi Sunak a walloping. She'd just... I'm gonna stop talking. She'd just have words with him. Does St. Brigid like Genshin Impact? I am feeling a little bit called out because I did re-download Genshin Impact today. I uninstalled it from my phone, not because I wasn't enjoying it, but because it was taking up so much space on my phone. I thought I was going to go mad. Like, I actually thought I was going to lose the plot. It took up so much. It takes up... Do you know how much space Genshin Impact takes up on a cellular phone, a mobile phone? $33 gigabytes. 33 gigabytes it takes up. But it's got all my gay little wives in there, so I mean, what am I expected to do? What am I supposed to do? I played on iPad as a total of 32. That might have been before some of the updates. Every time they update, the game gets bigger because they haven't really, I feel like they could probably optimize it, but look. I need my waifus! Oh, Urinars, what is your real question? Please ask me your real question. Oh, I think this is Insane in the Rain. Hang on. Oh, no, it's the consoles. It's the consoles, I think. Where does the Fire Association come from? So I'm actually not too sure. That is a very good question, because I did mention Fire a couple of times, but I'm not sure. So what I think it is, the only reference to fire I can find is... Oh, let's have a look. I think it's to do with the melding of the pagan goddess and the Christian saint together. Because... Oh, I'm actually not sure. Hang on. You know what? Let me have a look at this. It just keeps saying that she is associated with fire. And maybe that's just a thing because she had the perpetual fire going. I'm actually not 100% sure. Let me... You know what? I'm going to consult. St. Brigid... Fire. Now, I know I'm Googling, but I know what not to click on. Oh my god, the first result is the Brigidine sisters who have her tooth! They have her tooth! They canonically have her tooth! This is the crowd that your man brought the tooth... He brought the tooth back from... What was it? Germany, Cologne. They... are supposed to have her tooth. Okay, so according to them, when Brigid built her monastery and church in Kildare, she continued the custom of keeping the fire alight. For her and her nuns, the fire represented the new light of Christianity which reached Irish shores in the early 5th century. In Brigid's time, the number of her nuns who tended the flame was 19. On the 20th day, Brigid tended it herself. That's all we have here. That's all we have here. Now, this is an active convent. I'm really interested to know what stories of her do they have? There's the one of the cloak. There's the icon of her, which is, that is a... I want to see the tooth. I want to see St. Brigid's tooth. I searched for tooth on their website, and the only thing I got was cleaning up oceans and waterways. I can't find any other reference to this feckin' tooth. The tooth, the whole tooth, and nothing but the tooth. IRL stream, I'm just gonna go and interview the convent and be like, hey lads, where's the... I would actually be like, this is the kind of interest that I'm talking about. I'm like, I'm not religious. I'm not Catholic, I'm not Christian, but I want to know. I want to know what's happening. Where did the tooth go? Like, I would, like, after stream, you have no idea how tempted I am to write up an email to the Brigidine sisters and be like, hey, I was reading that you have St. Brigid's tooth. It was brought back in, like, the late 1800s for you. Where is her tooth? Does St. Brigid have dental care? Does she have dental cover? Where is her singular tooth gone? Like, I am so tempted to contact us. Congregational leader team. I actually, like, do want... Like, and not in a funny... Like, I actually want to do it in a respectful way. I want to be like, hey! Hey! Where's her tooth? Where is the tooth? There is an email address. Just where tooth? Where is her tooth? I'm gonna just Google St. Brigid's tooth, because I just read this out and I was like, I didn't hear so much about where her relics ended up. I'd heard about her skull moving around, but I hadn't heard about the tooth. Swiggle says, be kind of funny if they just have it in a napkin. It's a scrapbook like Irish mammies. I'm just like, ah, yeah, sure, we have our tooth there, you know, it's just in there. St. Brigid's tooth. Okay. I can't find that. Well, that's not quite true. There are references to it. I think this is just somebody's... This is someone's blog, which has not been updated since 2012. El Pepe Squash, hello, these were good. And we're talking about St. Brigid's tooth, which some lad brought back to Australia for the Brigidine sisters back in... geez, hang on. What year was it said to have been moved around? Hang on. Tooth. 1884. Archbishop of Sydney brought her tooth, one of her teeth, back from Cologne for the Brigidine sisters, and I can't find any other reference to this tooth existing. Did they return it to Kildare? Safik, where'd you see this? Did they bring the tooth back? We must know the truth about the tooth. The tooth truth. Because I need to know. A portion of the relic was brought back to Ireland in the 1930s by the Brigidine sisters in Tullow, County Carlow. That's now being moved to St. Brigid's Parish Church in Kildare, where it will be housed in a specially designed shrine. Oh my god, we found the... I say we, you found the tooth. This does not seem like appropriate music, but... we're here now. Relic of St. Brigid returns to hometown in Ireland after 1,000 years. A relic of Irish St. Brigid has returned to her hometown after 1,000 years away. Hundreds of people gathered in Kildare on Sunday morning for a special church service to mark the historic occasion. When was this? 28th of January this year? I'm just trying to find a year or a date on this, because I cannot find either. Mr. Mongie joked that the relic may also bring luck for the county's Gaelic football team. Geez, we might win the All-Ireland now, he said. Oh, I think it's this year, because it says 2 years ago the Irish government announced a new bank holiday for the country would be named after St. Brigid. So it's 4 days. They only just got the They only just got the tooth back. 4 days ago. Okay, quick, go ask to have the tooth. I'm not in Kildare, and I'm... Without doxing myself, so I'm going to do it on my phone. How long would it take me to walk to Kildare? Where is it they kept it? Where is it? St. Brigid's Parish Church in Kildare. I think that's it. It would take me a day and 2 hours to walk to that cathedral and ask if I can have the tooth. Make a detour on the way to Akumaka. You know, if I was to cycle, it would be about 6 hours. I don't... We're probably going via Athlone to get to Galway, but like... If anyone happens to be in Kildare, will you go check out the tooth for me? Why are you walking? Because I can't drive. A sub-goal to get the tooth! Hang on, we've pictures. Oh, we've no pictures. One picture there. Is that the tooth? Why do they never have a picture of the tooth? Okay, listen, I am suspicious. There is no picture of the tooth. Where is the tooth by? Where is it? Where's the tooth? Is it too holy to be seen by the common lay folk? Where is her tooth? Why is it such a mystery? Where is the tooth? Do they have a gift shop with tooth replicas for sale? Oh, God. Oh, my God. Sapphic in space. No way. Is this a tooth? This says it's a bone fragment from her skull. But this does line up. It's 4 days ago. Now, hold on. Yeah, I suppose that is like a tooth. I mean, a tooth is a bone fragment. There it is now. Now, this is a lot of excitement. I don't know if you're ready to see the tooth. Are we ready to see the tooth? I mean, this has been a build-up of like 45 minutes at this point. Okay, that might be an exaggeration. Like a half an hour. A half an hour of tooth excitement. There it is. They put a scarf on it so it wouldn't get cold. Now, you might be sitting there going, Jesus, you know, that's... Oh my God, wait. It's her tooth! It's her tooth! It would be worth the 2-day walk, you know? So that's it. That's the bone fragment. That's the other angle of your man holding the thing. It's like a little tree. Actually, that's quite nice. It's in a little tree. And they have, listen, look, they have the little embroidery of the Brigid's cross. That's lovely. That's a very nice little touch. That's it. Now, it might look a bit underwhelming, but consider if this is legitimate, and I hope it is, because it would be very disappointing if it wasn't. This bone fragment is 1,500 years old. Wait. Wait. Oh my god, wait, Pew and Pandora, you're right. Hang on. Hang on. Let me just double... She died... No, if it was next year, I think she died 525... Hang on, let me double check this. Let me try something. When did Saint Brigid die? She died in 525. It is now... What is it? 2024. Almost 1,500 years later. Now, this says around 524 because it is disputed, you know, it's disputed. But almost to the day. That's mad. Shaba's Gloomy, hello, how are you doing? Come in, come in. I put your tooth in my Polly Pocket collection. Do not put St. Bridget's tooth in the Polly Pocket, although, you know, it'd probably be safe. It'd probably be safe. Like, think about what that tooth has gone through. Actually, wait, let's see this in scale. It looks a bit big to be a tooth. I'm not trying to doubt here, but like... It looks a bit... like... I suppose it's actually quite small inside of the thing. I feel like it probably is a bit of her skull. Now, it doesn't matter. Either way, it's still a first-class relic or a class 1 relic, isn't it? Either way, what I want to know... What would happen if one of the priests put St. Bridget's tooth under his pillow? How much do you think you'd get for it? Oh my god, Death Bunny girl, you same brain cell. £1 under the pillow each year plus inflation, and Brigid got herself a nice bit of bob, good bit of money. Good couple of quid. $100. The Tooth Fairy would smite him. Tooth Fairy pops in like, I've been looking for that one for ages. 50p. Saint Tooth Fairy comes and gives... Jesus host. Fire. Too old, he'll get nothing. Good day. I don't think you can use other people's teeth to scam the Tooth Fairy. When I was younger, I tried to scam the Tooth Fairy by pretending to put a tooth under my pillow. Can you believe that didn't work? And I was saying out loud, like, oh, like, saying out loud to the room in the hopes that they'd hear, like, oh, I really hope that the Tooth Fairy comes along. I was, like, doing this and takes my tooth away. And I, like, put my hand, like, next to the pillow, kind of like that. And I didn't get away with it. Funny that. Funny that. Yeah? Yeah? Do you think St. Bridget would have enjoyed chewing gum? Do you think she would have really enjoyed like an Orbit or a Wrigley's or a... What's the fucking one I have? Whatever the one I have is. Gum. Puma Pandora says, sorry, I hate chewing gudge. I tend to hate chewing gudge as well. It gets all in your gums, you know, it's weird. Lady Faust says, the tooth of the pillow wasn't a thing for me and my siblings. My parents told us to put in a glass of water on our bookcase, and the Tooth Fairy left our money in the empty glass. To be honest, that's probably easier for the Tooth Fairy when you think about it, you know? When you think of the logistics involved. Oh, wait, so Miss Eliza, hang on, let me backtrack. In the 1930s, the Brigidine sisters in Tullow procured a portion of the Lumiere relic and brought it back to Ireland. So it's a piece from the Lumiere relic. So it's skull. So the tooth is still unaccounted for. The tooth is unaccounted for. What if the tooth fairy just took it? What if the tooth fairy just took it away? Yeah, here it is. It says, a relic of St. Brigid, a fragment of her skull. It's not a tooth. Maybe I should email them and ask about the tooth. We do and we don't. So the most likely thing is that the Brigidine sisters still have the tooth. If it is a tooth at all. We need to put our best people on this case. Speedy Door, do you know any private investigators? Because I think we might need them. This is, like, I don't understand why there's so much smoke and mirrors about this kind of stuff. Maybe I do. The only reason I could see there being a reason to have smoke and mirrors about, and mystery about a relic like this, is if it doesn't exist. And none of us want that to be the case, do we? But what if it doesn't exist? What if they never got the tooth at all? Maybe. What if this is the thing that your man did all the haggling and bargaining to be given? And they were like, oh geez, this isn't a tooth at all. We'll say we have a bit of skull and we'll give them that. But surely your man wouldn't have gone through all of that. It's actually a toenail. Oh god. I kind of want to... I'm not being funny. Like, I actually want to email them. Like, respectfully, not like a haha funny. Like, I actually want to know where the tooth is. Brigidine sisters, Australia. It's specifically the ones in Australia. Like, they look quite friendly. They look quite friendly. Alright. Okay, I'm not going to show you my email address, but I am going to type this while talking to you, okay? Because I need answers now. This is going to drive me mad. I need answers. Okay. Inquiry. How do you start an email that's like, inquiry about St. Brigid's tooth? Like, what do you... Brigid's tooth. I should probably say relic. I should probably say relic and not tooth. Dear Brigidine sisters. Jeez, you can't really say that, can you? Well, you can, but... Hang on, this is one for a particular one. Congregational leader, Sister Louise Cleary. Alright. Dear Sister Cleary, I guess? You could write the email in Irish. They're Australian. The likelihood of them having fluent Irish, not zero, but I wouldn't put the pressure on them, you know? Just ring them up. What up, lads? Alright. Dear... Oh, wait, no. You know when you paste something into an email and it changes the font entirely when you didn't want it to? Dear Sister Cleary. Jeez, I hope this doesn't come across as rude. I recently read that... No. I recently read... It is a you know what? You're right. It's a research question. It's a research question. I recently read that the Brigidine sisters... I need more music. Songs to fill an empty head. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, I forgot this email. I hope this email finds you well. Also, Papa Jingo, are you going on Saturday? I hope this email finds you before I do. Well, I recently read that the Brigidine sisters were presented with, not gifted, presented with, oh, Baba Jingo, I want to see the cursed chocolates. I want to see, well, I will see them, but I want to see them. I want to see them. Presented with, that's a nice way to put it. Presented with a relic of Saint Brigid in the late, I'm not going to be a real scholar about it, just say like the late 1800s by the then is it the Archbishop of Sydney? I'm sweating, lads. I'm sweating it. I'm just gonna double check. Was it the Archbishop of Sydney? I think. Francis Cardinal Moran, Archbishop of Sydney. Okay, 1884. That BD in then Archbishop of Sydney. I know that a portion of the relic was brought back to Ireland in the, it was in 1930 or the 1930s? In the 1930s. In the 1930s. Are we all doing in chat? Are we all good? I'm writing an email live. This is it. Portion of the relic was brought back to Ireland in the 1930s to by the Brigidine sisters in Tullow, County Carlow. By the Brigidine sisters in Tullow, County Carlow. However, I was interested to know if the Brigidine sisters in Australia were still in possession of the rest of the no, not the rest of the remaining portion of the relic. If so, I am wondering if the relic in question, is indeed a tooth. Oh, and I'm not putting it in quotes. I'll be nice. Dear Cake Jumper, how do you type with boxing gloves on? Don't strong bad me at a time like this. This is very, very serious. So I need some very, very serious email writing music. Is indeed a tooth. Is it a tooth? As referenced in da 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 da. I have massively distracted myself from the email I'm trying to write. I can't write the email. I've distracted myself too much with this. Okay. I should probably actually keep writing this email because it doesn't have to be that long. It just needs to get to the point, you know? Can you include a transcription of the song in the email? I'll do my best, Captain Joe. I'll do my best. Okay. If so, I was wondering if the relic in question is indeed a tooth, as referenced in... I can't say as referenced in Wikipedia. I need to go... I need to... Because I'm pretty sure that's where I saw it. Wikipedia... St. Brigid. Let me see what their reference for this is. Okay, here's the reference. The reference is Brigid, St. Brigid Holy Wells Patterns and Relics. It's a PDF file. As referenced in St. Brigid Holy Wells Patterns and Relics by David W. Atherton and Michael P. Payton. Okay. Oh. This is a lot. This is a lot going on. Okay. Okay, let me just quickly see. Can we find tooth? In 1907, the Reverend J. A. Knowles wrote St. Brigid, Patroness of Ireland. He refers to a relic of St. Brigid in the form of a tooth being held in St. Martin's Church in Cologne. Part of this was obtained in 1884 for the Brigidine Convent in Sydney, Australia by His Eminence Cardinal Moran, Archbishop of Sydney. Part of the tooth. Part of a single tooth. That is a very small relic. I mean, a tooth is small enough as it is. Unless you're a horse. And if you are a horse, then you're probably the first horse saint ever. Quick aside, good news from Mason Underhill. Sorry I'm late, Mr. For the class, but I finished my show, so I'm done. It was brilliant. Ah, come on, Mason. Fair play to you. I hope it went very, very, very well. Delighted for you. Absolutely delighted. I hope you're feeling good. Feeling good. And Crimson, welcome in. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. I still owe you a code for the game. I'm so sorry. I've been up to my eyeballs behind the scenes or unwell. I have not forgotten, I promise. A toothless. I'm so confused. Do we keep writing the email? Do we ask about the tooth? What if they're like, oh, it's just, you know. What if it's like a tiny little sliver? What if it's like the size of my, like, pinky fingernail? How big are your teeth, Cake? I don't know, I have fairly normal sized teeth, I think. My teeth are straight. I mean, like, unlike the rest of me, I suppose. Never had braces, but be careful what you wish for. Okay, let's keep writing the email. Okay, as referenced... Oh, jeez. Okay. If the relic is indeed a tooth, it might be disrespectful to ask if it's actually a tooth. And if so... Oh wait, if so, I'm wondering if the relic in question is indeed a tooth. Tooth fragment? But wait a second. Wait, hang on. Yeah, I'm asking for clarification. Because the fragment that the Brigidine sisters... I can't believe we gotten this far into this rabbit hole. The fragment that the Brigidine sisters brought back to Ireland in the 1930s is a piece of skull. It's a skull fragment. But that is reportedly taken from the relic that the Brigidine sisters in Australia have, which is supposed to be a fragment of a tooth. Oh, was it from Portugal? Wait, did I get something mixed up? That might explain why I'm very confused. They are part of a skull, but like, the teeth and the skull, like, they're very similar, but they are different things, you know? Actually, Baba Jing, you're on something there. Say you're interested, love to know more, and if they've any photos, and then you're not saying what it is. That's actually a good point. I'm wondering if there are any photos of the relic. The tooth. Wait, hang on. I got my wires crossed somewhere then. So the tooth was Portugal. This is what the inside of my brain feels like right now. Okay, wait, let's go back over this a second. The tooth was in, yeah, the tooth was in Cologne, the skull was in Portugal. And I think the skull might still be in Portugal, the fragment of the skull anyway. The tooth was in Cologne. The Archbishop... I'm gonna have to put up like a pin board. No, you're grand, you're grand. So, the Archbishop of Sydney goes to Cologne, talks your man, pulls in a favour, gets your man to help him get a fragment of the tooth to bring back to the Brigidine sisters. Now, this is a fragment of this tooth. A portion of the tooth, exactly, like a bit of it. A bit of tooth. A tooth piece. And then he gives it to the Brigidine sisters, and the Brigidine sisters then bring back a chunk of that, a fragment of that, to Ireland for the Brigidine sisters in Carlow. But here it says the Brigidine sisters in Tulla. Wait, is this a different relic? Is it different Brigidine sisters who got this? So the piece returned on Monday was from the skull fragment in Portugal, with the sisters in Tullow brought back in 1930. So it's a different relic, which means the Brigidine sisters in Australia still have the tooth fragment. Because, Pizingus, hello, we need the whole tooth. We need the whole tooth. Okay, so let's run over this again, right? Let's run over this again for a second. So, Archbishop of Sydney goes to Cologne, gets a piece of the tooth, brings it back to the Brigidine sisters in Australia. Okay, separately, a piece of her skull ended up in Portugal. That, I think, might still be there. The Brigidine sisters in Tullow, in County Carlow, got a piece of that skull and brought it back in the 30s. That's different. Different Brigidine sisters, not related, well, related tangentially, but not actually anything to do with the Brigidine sisters directly. They're not the same people as the crowd in Australia. Which means that the fragment that was returned to Ireland was not returned it was returned in the 1930s by the Brigidine sisters, but it was not from the Brigidine sisters in Australia. Which means the tooth is still in Australia. So now, instead of asking if they have a fragment of it, we have to ask just, do you still have the tooth? Because this brings us back originally to, there is no picture, there is no photo evidence of that tooth existing. We've been had! Hang on, let me have a look. We have to look through their website for a second and see if we can find any reference to this. Any reference at all. Because I'm not sure we're going to find it. Relic. I can't find a reference to the relic here. Let me just search in page on a few different pages. Okay, that's about Mary. That's it. There is no reference to this tooth on the brigidine.org.au website. We've been played for fools! I don't know what to do with myself now. Where is this tooth? Where is the tooth? Brigidine Sisters Australia tooth. Is there just like an unaccounted for piece of her tooth? There is not... The word tooth is not used once on the entire website for the Brigidine Sisters. Hang on, there's a website here, Brigid 1500. The life and times of St. Brigid. Oh, this is lesson plans. Although this probably should have been helpful when I was teaching you things. We need to finish writing this email. Okay, this means we have to restructure this email entirely. We need to take out the bit about the Brigidine Sisters. A fragment of a relic instead of a tooth. But there's also there's no mention of relic on their website either. In their whole website, I cannot find the word relic in a single relevant way. I can't find relic anywhere. Nowhere on their website do they refer to a relic of any kind that has to do with St. Brigid. Any relics they talk about are to do with, like, Mary. What is the truth? This might, you know what, we might have to revisit this at some point. I'm so curious. I can't find any reference to them passing it on to anyone else either. Imagine we were looking at the wrong Brigidine sister all this time. And thankfully, we're definitely on the right ones. Unless there's like a bajillion of them. Okay, I'm going to do one more vague Google search. Brigidine Sisters, Australia, relic. Not tooth this time, relic. That didn't even have the word Australia in it. Attempts were made to determine the current location of this hard-won relic, the tooth. This is the portion I read out earlier. This is about him getting the tooth. Contact with Joe Robertson, Sydney Archdiocesan Archives, Catholic Archdiocese of Sydney, Australia, elicited the following response. A comprehensive search was conducted to locate references or material in Cardinal Moran's collection relating to the location of the relic of St. Brigid that you mentioned. Unfortunately, to no avail. The only information we have on St. Brigid is located in the writings of the Cardinal Moran titled St. Brigid the Virgin, published by the Australian Catholic Truth Society. What a name. This publication is available at the National Library of Australia and the University of Queensland Library. Patricia Egan, the archivist at the New South Wales Brigidine Community Coogee, New South Wales, Australia, informed us that the Brigidine sisters did have the relic, but it is no longer in their possession. Where is the tooth? They lost her tooth!
What do you mean there is no tooth?
There's no tooth! They lost her tooth! That's it. There's no other reference to it. They do start talking about the skull. Hang on, let's have a look at this. Wait, go back. I went too far. Another portion of the Lumiere skull was given to the Reverend Father Trainer of Killester. No, this was from...
This is starting
this
to
is
sound
different.
like the start of a tabletop RPG game.
We have to go on a quest to get her tooth back. This was different. This was a fragment given from Lisbon. So the Lumiere skull, that was different. That was given from Lisbon, from Don Manuel Cardial Gonçalves. Is it Gonçalves? Is that how you say that? Carreira. On November 16, 1928 for Killester Church. The Archbishop of Dublin, Dr. Edward Joseph Byrne, approved it on November 26, 1928, and on Sunday 27, 1929, the solemn ceremony of translation took place, recorded by British Pathé News. That means there's footage of that, though. That means there is footage. Or at least there might be audio or something, or maybe it's we have to find the tooth. Thank you for the bits, Rabo. But another suggests that what they were talking about prior is also considered to be a fragment of the Lumiere skull. But even if that is the case, even if it is a fragment of the skull, they have lost that as well. So whatever the relic was that they had, it has gone missing. And it has been missing for... what, like... 100 years? Like, not... Wait a second, hang on. No, but it could be... We don't know how long it's missing. They're just like, oh, it's not there. We've no decent record of it. This is going to drive me insane. I think you just stumbled upon the next Indiana Jones movie premise. I am so thrown by this, especially since, like, your man went through such an ordeal to get the tooth fragment. Do you think your man went through all of that and he came back and gave the Brigidian sisters the tooth fragment? They're like, oh yeah, thanks, you fucking piece of shit. Like, what happened? He trusted them and they lost the tooth. It doesn't outright say, yeah, it doesn't outright say missing, but they're also just like, we don't have it, we don't know where it is. And I feel like if it was given to someone else, they would surely have, like, made a thing of it. They'd be like, oh, we're presenting it to such and such a person. Unless it has ended up in a private collection. Now, I know I'm really going a bit far with this, but they would have to, like, surely a relic. Like, it's not like it's not a hang sandwich. Like, you have to keep a record, surely, of something that important. You have to keep a record of where it goes. And listen, back in the day, people loved writing shit down, right? People loved recording stuff, writing stuff down, unless there was something weird going on. Now, listen, let's be real for a second. The likelihood is that it just went missing. But where is the tooth, Brigidine Sisters, Victoria, Australia? Where is it? Did Sister Biddy O'Reilly need, like, a new tooth? Like, you could have gone to the dentist. I can't help but feel like... I think there are two things that could have happened here. The account of your man getting the tooth in Cologne, it's intense, but I feel like it's not made up. I don't know, it feels very high effort, and I feel like if it was false, you know, I don't know, maybe it is false, maybe he made it up. But I feel like the Brigidian Sisters could turn around and be like, he didn't give us anything. So there's that. It seems real. It all seems fairly, like, plausible. It seems well recorded. Like, that seems... Yeah, it seems detailed. It seems, you know, whatever. What if he was trying to frame them for losing the tooth? But no, genuinely, what I think must have happened, because I don't think your man lied about it. It's too detailed. It's too much effort. It's too much effort for very little. It's either gone missing. Like, they either lost it, or it has been given to somebody on the down low. Now, why somebody would want a relic, why someone would want a relic of St. Brigid on the down low is beyond me. What if your man just spoke to his sister, didn't know anything, and she's just, I've never seen him, mate. I am so fascinated by this. And this is how I lost days of my life in college, because I would go on a tangent looking up something that was nothing to do with the work I was supposed to be doing. I'd be like, oh my god, I'm going to drag every book out of the library trying to find this out. If there was an investigation, if the sisters had the tooth, they would have been told if they didn't get it. That's the thing. Like, they would have instantly said, oh, like, it wouldn't have been like, oh, we don't have, you know, we can't find material. Okay, so it says a comprehensive search was conducted to locate references or materials in Cardinal Moran's collection relating to the location of the relic of St. Brigid that you mentioned, unfortunately to no avail. The only information we have on St. Brigid's location is the writings of the Cardinal Moran titled St. Brigid. That's the only reference to it. St. Brigid, Cardinal Moran. Okay, I'm gonna turn down the intense music for just a second. Now, this is where things seem to get a bit weird. And not that I'm not saying that things are not weird already, but so, the writings of Cardinal Moran titled St. Brigid, I cannot find that online. I can't find any references to that piece of writing online, but apparently it was published by the Australian Catholic Truth Society and available at the National Library of Australia and the University of Queensland Library. So I'm going to see if I can search for it in either of those places, because a lot of libraries will let you search, like, you can't check something out like an account, but what was it again? The National Library of Australia. Catalogue. Please let me search without an account. Please, yes, yes, yes. Okay. Cardinal Moran St. Brigid. It's a real... okay, the book is real. It's out of copyright. Great. But... there's no way to read it online. We need an Australian to borrow this. Unless there is a copy available anywhere in an Irish library. Hang on. Cardinal Moran. I'm really stretching here, but I need to know if it's at all possible to... oh my God, is that him? Hang on, hang on. No. Okay. What I'm going to do... Cardinal Moran. Okay, you can groove for a second while I'm doing this. No. It's nowhere. I think you can only get it within Australia. And it's out of print, so you can't buy it. The trail has gone cold. There is a university. Actually, that's a good point, friend. There is a university that has it. Hang on, what was the other place? University of Queensland Library. University of Queensland Library. Catalogue. I'll see if they do actually still have it. I'm walking to Australia. How long do you think it'll take? Where can I search things here? Okay. Cardinal Moran, St. Brigid. They don't have it. I'm Australia, Jason, I might be able to swing some. Ah, you're alright, Lux, but thank you so much. I mean, I'm... the only place I can find this book, which is where the Brigidine sisters are pointing towards, and where the archivist was pointing towards, is National Library of Australia. Actually, yeah, that is the right time frame. The leader of the Virgin Course of Erin, St. Brigid's Missionary College, 1883 to 1914. Access PDF. Access PDF. No! Does anyone go to the University of Queensland? Available online? Available on... no! Okay, that's it. Alright, I give up. It's nearly 10 o'clock and I was going to finish up stream like an hour ago before I got interlibrary loans. I don't know if you can because it's quite an old book. And it's out, if it's the one we're looking for, it's out of print. I don't think it is the one. It actually just says book chapter though. View it. View online Springer Link Books Auto Holdings. I give up. I give up. That's it. Okay, I give up. But I need you all to know. I will go to sleep angry about this tooth. Like, I will go to sleep tonight angry and confused about this tooth. If they PDF, I can load the PDF. I've half a mind to email them. I'm not going to do it right now because I need to go and eat something because I'm hungry. I haven't eaten enough today. I need to eat. You can contact them and see if there's a workaround. I actually think I will. Like, genuinely, I think I will. Sorry, I didn't mean to bring us on such a wild goose chase. I probably didn't even get to tell you most of what I wanted to tell you about St. Brigid. But lads, come here. I have to ask you something. Yeah, the cardinal wasn't even certain it was a tooth, but I want to know whatever it is where it went. Because there's no... Anyway. Wait, I was having a toothache the other day. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I have to ask you something. Very important. Very important. Have we had an enlightening time this evening? An enlightening and educational time this evening. On this evening today. Cake is the next time. Jeez, I hope not. No, that's a lot of pressure. It was awesome. Thank you so much for enjoying. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Like, I know I had to do it kind of on the fly. I didn't have time to organize it as well as I'd like to. I'm really glad you enjoyed it. I'm really glad you were paying attention. You were paying attention, weren't you? Because there's a quiz. Tell me everything you remember about St. Brigid right now. Quick. Tell me right now. What do you remember? What have you learned today? Tell me, quick. She had no teeth. She had no teeth. No teeth. Speedy door, thank you for gifting us up to Wicked Homespun. Tooth lost. Tooth. Eye out. I lost my nose. Teeth. Eyeballs. Eyeballs. Now I know everything about St. Brigid. Tooth. She had no eyes either. She's dope. Ace queen. She poked out her eye to avoid marriage. Fish jewelry. Emails fire. That was fun. Pirate fish cloak. Teeth. Eyeball exploding. Brooch is bad. Gigi was a slay queen. She made man's eyes explode. Big cloak. Australia. Pro-choice cloak. I came in at the tooth hunt. You did come in at the tooth hunt. Good time to come in. Asexual. Her head got taken after death. Pro-choice. Ace icon with a chip tooth. Her skull is in Portugal. I leased her for 5 minutes. What's happening? A lot. Her teeth exploded. Well, I'm glad you actually did. You took in quite a lot of what I told you. I'm very impressed. French fries. Thank you very much for 37 months. It's okay. You got in late enough to avoid the pop quiz. She's a gamer. I'm so glad you enjoyed this. This is like Dahi listing all the attributes of the roses on the Rosa trolley. Oh my god. Oh goodness. And the shuriken. Kirsten, we just finished up. I went on such a we went on a mad tangent. But did we go on a fun tangent? Don't leave me hanging. It's gonna be very embarrassing for me. I think it was a fun tangent. By fun tangent, I mean I'm gonna wake up in a sweat, ring up Trinity College and be like, can you please get me my alumni card, please? I need to talk to 17 people. Oh, goodness. Bleeding Heart says, I just realized you were holding blow high. I thought it was your leg. Dad, you've come in at such a time, okay? I have to explain everything to you. Listen, come here. I need to explain to you everything that's just been going on, okay? There is so much we have to take in right now. Hello, everybody! So, let me ask you all a very big question. First of all, welcome. Hello. Come in. Could you do a wave of welcome for everyone coming in? We have a tooth problem. And it's not the pain on the side of my face, okay? Hands up in chat if you know who St. Brigid of Kildare is. This is very important. It doesn't have to be religious. I just want to know. She's just a cool figure, okay? Tell me. Hands up, hands down, hands around, because I need to tell you something very important right now, okay? No, who? Okay, that's all right. We can do a quick recap, okay? We can do a quick recap for everyone. Also, hi, I'm Cake, or Cake Jumper. I'm Archie's friend. This is Shark. You can give him a hug if you'd like. He love you very much. Exclamation mark hug, Shark. Now, come here. This is very important. So I don't know what I just knocked over. I decided today, I was like, lads, I'm going to tell you who St. Brigid is because she's really interesting. She's also a Celtic goddess. Right, now listen to me. I had no idea what I was about to stumble upon, okay? Because when a saint... Okay, hold on. I promise this is interesting. You just have to believe me. So, St. Brigid was born in, like, what was it? Like 400 and something, way back in the day. She did lots of cool stuff. She poked her own eye out so she wouldn't have to get married. She made some lad's eyes explode in his head. Like, she was cool. She was great. Fantastic stuff. When a saint dies, I just heard a woo from the room next to me. When a saint dies, often they will take parts of their bones or stuff as a relic, like a not magical, but like a sacred holy relic, right? So a bit of her skull ended up in Portugal, and I'm gonna have to read out the whole thing again now. Hang on, because this is so fascinating, and I promise this is actually like really intense. Okay, I'm not just getting you excited for nothing. So. Let me find you. Stay with me. I promise this is worth it. In the year, I'm going to read this whole thing out again because it's so bizarre. In the year 1884, right? You got that, 1884. The Archbishop of Sydney, hang on, I have to double check this. I'm so, like, I'm on fire. The Archbishop of Sydney he was in Rome, he went to Cologne, where they had a bit of her tooth as a relic, right? A nice little relic. And he got a bit of the relic, okay? And he brought it back to Australia. Now, stay with me. He brought it back to Australia and he gave it to the Brigidine sisters who were in Australia. So I was like, geez, that's really cool. I wonder if there's any pictures of it. There's no pictures of the tooth fragment. It's a bit of tooth, bit of tooth. And I was like, oh, maybe that's the fragment they brought back. So I started looking into it. And I realized very, very, very quickly that something was not right. Something is not right. So the Brigidine sisters in Australia, okay, stay with me. The Brigidine sisters are supposed to have this tooth, okay? They were given it to guard and to venerate, all right? To love it and to like look after it. And, he jumped through hoops to get this tooth for them. And I was like, where is the tooth? I went to the Brigidine sister website. There's no mention of a relic. There's no mention of a tooth. They don't mention the tooth anywhere. I was like, maybe we have the wrong website. There's only one website. So I found this. Attempts were made to determine the current location of this hard-won relic. Contact with Joe Robertson, Sydney Archdiocesan Archives, Catholic Archdiocese of Sydney, Australia, elicited the following response. A comprehensive search was conducted to locate references or material in Cardinal Moran's collection relating to the location of the relic of St. Brigid that you mentioned. Unfortunately, to no avail. The only information we have on St. Brigid is located in the writings of Cardinal Moran titled St. Brigid the Virgin, published by the Australian Catholic Truth Society. This book, by the way, we looked into it. This book is only available if you can get access to one specific library in Australia. One specific library. The Brigidine sisters did have the relic, but it is no longer in their possession. They lost the relic. Wait. Sapphic in Space says, Cake, the sisters responded to my email. You emailed the Brigidine... What did they say? What did the Brigidine sisters say about the tooth? I need to know. This is going to eat the brain out of me. What did they say about the tooth? What did they say? What did they say? Oh my god, I can't believe this is happening live. What did they say about the tooth? We need to know. Because we kept trying to figure out, like, what could have happened to the tooth? Why would you just lose a little holy tooth? How could you lose that? Surely you'd have it, like, I need the corkboard, I need the pins, I need the red string. I've been going crazy about this for, like, over an hour at this point. Because we've been trying to find references to this tooth. I feel like I'm in college again. Sapphic in Space says, Dear Amity, I have been a Brigidine sister for more than 50 years and educated by Brigidine sisters. I have never heard mention of this relic. I would seriously doubt the veracity of the claim. It is certainly not in our archives. I am sorry to be of no help. Where is the tooth? So who's lying? So somebody, obviously not you're lying. Can we please give it up for Sapphic in Space for emailing, and for the Brigidine sisters for responding like immediately? Because like, somebody is lying about this. Somebody is lying about St. Brigid of Kildare's tooth, because the Cardinal, let me read this out to you. This is the expedition the Cardinal went on to get this tooth. The Cardinal wrote about the circumstances in which he obtained the tooth in a letter to Reverend Mother. I went all the way to Cologne on my return from Rome in 1884, on my appointment of Archbishop of Sydney, to secure a portion of the precious relic of St. Brigid, preserved there for over 1,000 years. It is venerated at present in the parochial church of St. Martin, to which in olden times was attached a famous Irish monastery. The relic is, if I remember all right, a tooth of the saint. All right? At Cologne, I found great difficulty in securing a portion of this relic. So he was trying to get a bit of the tooth, right? Because the people didn't want to interfered with. I then had to invoke the aid of an influential canon of the Cathedral of Cologne, whom I had assisted in some of his literary pursuits and set his heart on procuring the coveted relic. One of his arguments was somewhat amusing. It was the first time an Irish archbishop of the remote see of Sydney had solicited a favour from Cologne. It was the new Christian world appealing to the old for a share of its sacred wealth. At all events, our pleading was successful, and I bore away with me a portion of the bone, duly authenticated, which is now the privilege of you good sisters to guard and venerate. But now he says it's a bone here, but he says it's a tooth. Who is lying? Somebody is lying here. Do you think it's possible that this guy was given a fake relic? Now, teeth are bones, so like we won't get too hung up on that. Won't get too hung up on that. Something is not right here. I don't know if he actually got that tooth at all. Something doesn't seem right. Maybe he ate the tooth. I mean, listen, it's a long way from Cologne to Australia, I understand. But like, fake relics are possible. We were only talking about this early in the stream. Like, it is possible. It's entirely possible to have a fake relic, but there should still be a thing. There should still be like an item, and like it doesn't matter what the actual relic was, even if the relic was Supreme Pikachu in a jacket, there should still be an item. There should still be there should even be like a fake relic, unless they like discarded of it because they were embarrassed it was fake or something. Blue Jade, this document, I'm actually going to put this in chat because I am not sure of how true any of this is. Like, this is mad. And thank you so much, Blue Jay. I really appreciate it. I love when people get all check him out Cologne. Oh my god, wait. Does the parochial church of St. Martin still have the rest of the tooth? Did the Church of St. Martin ever have the tooth? We have to call the Vatican right now. Just banging on their door like, give us the tooth! I need to know. This has been all I set out to do today, was to teach the people about St. Brigid, because she's very cool, very interesting, incredibly, like so cool. But I feel like I'm part of a mass conspiracy. Who wants to go on a field trip to Germany? They still exist. Pure Pandora. Sorry, you can call them tomorrow. You don't have to if you don't want. Hang on. St. Martin's Cologne. The Great St. Martin Church Cologne. Hang on. Cologne Tourism. I suppose their website's probably going to be in German. Hang on. They do have a website. Hang on, they have a website. It is in German, but we can just we can translate it. Okay. All right. Let's see if we can search. Oh, what? Hang on. What's the German word for relic? I need Google Translate. Hang on. I'm in Germany. What Catholic do I kick in? Don't kick in anyone yet. We need to know things. We need relic. Relict, thank you so much. All right, let's just search on their website, Relict, and see if there's any... There's no reference to a relevant relic. McDara says, I've been to that church, I saw all the relics. There was no mention of St. Brigid. I'm losing my mind. Did they lose the tooth? Did they ever have the tooth? Hang on. St. Martin, Cologne, St. Brigid's tooth. I deliberately don't have the thing on screen. There's not much to see. I'm just like Google searching at this point. There is no decent reference for it. Sapphic in space, I think you're onto it. I think you might be onto something. Do we think the Cardinal... Do we think the Cardinal got scammed? Cake, important, what? Pima, I'm listening. I'm listening. McDara says, I saw the relics on display in the cathedral in Cologne. There may have been others not on display, but there's 100% nothing about any Irish saints. I think he might have gotten scammed. I don't think this tooth ever existed. They had an Irish church official. Oh my god, do you think he made it? They had an Irish church official in the 11th century. I'm losing my mind. I'm so invested. For the record as well, a part of her skull was brought back into Kildare recently, so, you know. We're still on about the tooth, Daffy Glazer Chunks. You've no idea. You've no idea how much the plot has thickened since then. I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. Mariana Scotus. Hang on. Let's look it up. Let's look up the name. Mariana Scotus. Okay, now, I know that Wikipedia is maybe not the single most reliable source. Mariana Scotus of Regensburg. Born Murdoch Mac Robertic. Okay, that seems... Oh, here we go. I'm trying to find anything useful here. Okay, so there are two different Mariana Scotuses. There's Mariana Scotus, who was an Irish monk and chronicler, and there's Mariana Scotus of Regensburg, who was an Irish abbot and scribe. He's referenced with Brigid. Okay, hang on. Not that one, so it's the other one. Mariana Scotus, Latin for Mariana Scot, although the... Also known, sometimes called male Brigta, or Brigta probably, male Vrija, which is Bridget's servants. The other one, how many Mariana Scotuses are there? How many are there? He's the only one with a reference to Bridget. That's it. That's all it says. I'm so... There's no other reference. It just says he's Bridget's servant. Ooh. Okay, you know what we need for like 1 second? For 1 second, Give me like 10 seconds. Okay, everybody. Everybody just take a moment, okay? We've gotten very invested in this, okay? Take a moment, just... Alright, everybody, in through the nose. Blue Jay says you can buy Reverend J. Knowles' St. Bridget's Patrons of Ireland, the classic biography online. This is the 1907 source. This is the 1907 source where the tooth is mentioned. This is the one. If we can find this to read, oh my god, can we give it up for Blue Jay? Please don't like stress too much about this, but if we could get a hold of that, then we can figure out, is the tooth real or not? I don't think the tooth is real. I do not think this tooth was ever real. I need to lie down. I don't think this tooth was ever real. I doubt it very much at this point. We want her tooth! We need to know the truth about the tooth. I think this guy went all the way from Sydney, went to Germany, and your man was like, oh, I bet you'd like a bit of Bridget's tooth for the Brigidine sisters, wouldn't you? And gave him, like, a rock. And then they got it, realized they were... See, this is the thing. Did he lie about giving them anything at all? Or did he give them, like... a kazoo, like a fake relic? That's what I'm confused. Did it get lost? But there's a... Wait, that still doesn't make sense. Because it says... Patricia Egan, the archivist of New South Wales Brigadine Community, Cookie... I hope I'm saying that right. New South Wales says the Brigidine sisters did have the relic, but it's no longer in their possession. So, like, they keep saying that they had it. Varsk, what do you mean you found a scanned version? Do you have a link? A link in general. Oh my goodness. I'm sweating. Like, I'm actually sweating. I did not mean to go this late. And Gay and Keita, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you both so much. Okay, here it is. Oh, old Google logo. Okay, let's put on some chill music for a minute, shall we? We need to relax. Take it easy. It's 353 pages. Please tell me there's a search function. There's only 2 hours. There's only 2 hours of St. Bridget's Day left. If the case isn't solved, we have to wait a whole year to solve it. We have to wait a whole year. We have to do it. We have to do this. Okay, no, let me relax. Zen. Let's download it. Blue Jay, you have the right idea. Let's download the PDF and search it. Are we all feeling... Page 108. I should probably just type it in, but this is much more satisfying. I'm just clicking. It's much more satisfying. Aren't we feeling so relaxed? 108. We will soon be arriving at our destination, page 108. Please keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times. We are almost at our destination. 104, 106, 108. St. Brigid's religious establishment soon became a centre of pilgrimage for the bishops, priests, chieftains, and the faithful of all Ireland. Oh, PDF! Never mind. PDF page 108. I was getting pure smart and everything. Right, wait. PDF page 108. Let's see. So this is the story. This is the story of her cursing your one's garden and blessing the other garden. This is her going through Longford and making water. Blue Jay, you know what? I am just going to download it. Thank you so much for... Thank you all for finding this as well. Like, oh my god. I know a couple of you found it at the same time. Let's see. Download PDF. It's only like 8 megabytes. How are we feeling today? Are we feeling relaxed? Are we feeling zen? Because we all deserve to feel zen and relaxed when we're searching for information on a tooth that may or may not exist. Truly, every day I hope for such excitement. Yesterday, we spent 4.5 hours playing My Horse Prince, the mobile game. Today, we're looking for teeth. Every day's a new adventure. Let me search. I don't think this is the right... Do I have the right book? Visigoth says page 108 of a different copy on archive.org. Visigoth, would you drop me the link of the one you have? Because I think I might have the wrong one. Because I can't find anything in mine. Ah, Zen. 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 We are so relaxed. We are so relaxed. Simply so relaxed. Cardinal Moran, Archbishop of Sydney, in a letter to the Reverend Mother, thus writes about the history of the relic. Regarding the relic of St. Brigid, you will find some reference to it, I think, in the Little Life of the Saint, published by the Catholic Truth Society of Melbourne. I went all the way to Cologne on my return from Rome in 1884 on my appointment as Archbishop of Sydney to secure a portion of the precious relic of St. Brigid. This is just him telling his story about how he got it again. And that's... The relic is, if I remember aright, a tooth of the saint. This is what we saw already. Is there a reference to this the page before? The undying shame of having desecrated the head of St. Brigid was secretly carried beyond its reach to Austria, where it was preserved at Neustadt, where it was transferred to Lisbon in 1587. The Church of St. John the Baptist at Lumiere near Lisbon, this precious relic is venerated in a side chapel dedicated to St. Brigid. Her feast is celebrated yearly in the Church of St. Martin at Cologne. No, don't worry, we weren't mixing up Austria and Australia, but that would have been very funny. In the Church of St. Martin at Cologne, another relic of St. Brigid is preserved. It is held in great veneration by the people who make an annual pilgrimage to this shrine on the feast day of the saint to give practical testimony to their love for the blessed memory of the patroness of Ireland and their confidence in her powerful intercession. The mantle of St. Brigid is guarded with jealous care at Bruges in Belgium. Okay, that's going off track again. A portion of this relic is preserved in the convent of the Redemptoristines at Drumcondra, Dublin. In the Brigidine convent of Ranwick in Sydney, Australia, a relic of St. Brigid is in the happy possession of the nuns who claim the saint as their spiritual mother and protectress. So this says, again, that the nuns have a relic, whatever it is, a relic. A relic. So it says that there is a relic in St. Martin at Cologne, and something, what was it, a mantle? The mantle of St. Brigid is guarded with jealous care at Bruges in Belgium. You see, that's the thing, citation needed. What is the truth? A fucking Bruges. What is the truth? Are the nuns lying? Because somebody is lying. There's no references to this. There's no pictures. There's no proof. Are the nuns lying? Although, you know, it would be very bad to accuse them of lying, considering they answered that email very, very fast. But something is not right. Something is not right. Something doesn't make sense. Yeah, Templar, I am wondering that as well. Is their only source for this the Cardinal's singular letter? Suspiciously fast. Is that the only source? But like, why then, when whoever was writing the other thing we were reading made contact, they said that the nuns had it. They said the nuns had it in their possession but do not have it anymore. That's what's getting me. The fact that they said, yes, they had it, now they don't. Where did it go? Where did the tooth go? Where did it go? I don't think we're actually going to get to the bottom of this. I think what happened is, yeah, Gain Kiddu, I think it was moved and someone forgot to record that it was moved. Or somebody rehomed it. I believe it may be says Wavis. The Cardinal does say he had a heck of a time convincing them to give him a piece of the relic, so it could make for a lying man. Maybe they said no and he brought back a fake relic, but this is what's getting me. What did he bring back? What did he bring back? He had to bring a thing back because the nuns, the Brigidines have a... I'm going to lose my mind. I think this is actually how I go insane. The Brigidines had something. They had a thing that they given. They claim, like, there is record that they had a thing. That is the only other source. Is Euron's like, oh, they had something, but they don't now. I think this is a dead end. Oh my god, wait, Vita Rota says there may be confusion. St. Martin's Church has a relic of Brigid of... There's another Brigid? Brigid of Sweden. Now, is that the same one? Okay, no, we're relaxed. We're relaxed. We're so relaxed. We're so relaxed about this. We're so relaxed about this. I'm going to Google this. St. Martin, Cologne, Brigid of Sweden. Now, we're all going to be very relaxed about this, okay? We're all going to be... Oh, so there is a Brigid of Sweden. Now, we're all very relaxed about this, okay? We're all very relaxed about this. Very different people. Very different people. St. Brigid of Kildare, St. Brigid of Sweden, very different people. Cake, who would star as the Cardinal and St. Brigid in your screen adaptation of the events? For the Cardinal, who's a snaky, who has a big snaky lion head on them? Now, just to rule this out entirely, relic. Okay, the only place that seems to have relics of her is in Sweden. So that's completely ruled out. Brigid of Sweden completely ruled out. Oh, Phoebe. Okay, screen adaptation of this entire event, but the sneaky Cardinal is played by Brendan Gleeson. I think he could manage it. I think he could pull it off. He's got the head in him, like. He could do it. Something must have happened. I need to go to bed soon. I need to eat something and then go to bed. Oh, Ed, on the brain cell this evening. My brain is, like, on fire about this. I have not felt this kind of brain running since college. This has actually been fantastic, though. I should do this more often, but... Oh my god. Hang on. I missed something. So, hang on. I missed an entire thread here. So Blue Jay says, I think he did bring the tooth back and the nuns had it in their possession at some point between 1907 and whatever that second source was published. It was likely moved and not recorded or was discarded. That is the only thing that I can think. I don't think your man deliberately actually got a fake tooth or whatever. I think it just went missing. And I mean, it is so small. Like, the fragment that they have in Kildare of her skull is like, it's like the size of my thumbnail. It's tiny. It's probably smaller. It's teeny tiny. But the thing that gets me, this is the thing that gets me. You're the Brigidine sisters, right? Now imagine in your brain, you are the Brigidine sisters. You won't be in a minute. Don't worry about it. Saint Brigid is like, she's your one, you know? She is the one who is she's your whole thing, you know? Like, she's not the whole thing, but like, she's your guiding light, your whatever. Would you not take better care? She's your bias, okay? Oh no. So you're the Brigidine sisters, right? And St. Brigid is your Oshi, all right? Would you just leave the fragment of her tooth around willy-nilly? Would you just have it lying around the place like, I don't know, like, geez, I don't know, a forgotten tin of lip balm? fan cam of the tooth now. Like, I'm just... Whoa, wait. The Wally says much of St. Martin's Church in Cologne was destroyed or lost during World War II. So they don't have any St. Brigid's relics. Hang on, hang on. Oh my god, you're right. Is this, it is. Did they blow up her tooth? Sorry, I need to go to my happy place in my brain for a second. I need to just... They blew up St. Brigid's tooth! You know what's amazing about this? When all of you came in the raid, hi guys, how are you doing? Hope you've been enjoying yourselves. When all of you came in the raid, I was about to end stream. I was like, that's it, I'm leaving it, I'm done. We would never have gotten to this stage otherwise. I was like, no, I'm gonna go make myself a hang sandwich and a cup of tea. Vars said, found the book Cardinal Moran mentioned from 1861. Has a section on relics, but basically includes with we don't know which relic is which. Ah, jeez, that figures. But wait, Sapphic in Space says, it can't be because the Cardinal said, oh my god, wait, no, that's, wait, hang on. The Cardinal said they'd lost the tooth long before the war, but is that the tooth in St. Martin's or is that the tooth in Australia? Because St. Martin's is where... So, the Grass Grace, let me explain. Sorry, Grace Grass, sorry, I got your name backwards. St. Martin's is where the original part of the tooth was. Your man goes there, the Archbishop of Sydney, he goes there in like 1880 something. In the 1880s. He goes there, he gets a bit of the tooth and brings it back from there. So that was before even World War I. That was in the 19th century. Yeah, 1884, that's it, Maspires. He took the tooth from St. Martin's back to Australia. So that still doesn't... It would explain why St. Martin's lost their original one, is the thing, though. They still had a piece of the tooth. Now, that probably... If it was there... Now, Wave says he allegedly took a portion of the tooth from St. Martin's. The original fragment that the Brigidine sisters were allegedly given was in here. And if it did... If it allegedly... If it did exist, it was in here and it probably got destroyed. Which makes examining this whole situation a little more difficult. Because the original may not have existed at all. We don't know for sure. There is no way to tell. There's no way to tell. Templar Warden says, it's weird though. Wait, Templar Warden, hang on, you're making a very good point. Why would he write to tell the Reverend Mother the origins of the relic he gave them if he didn't give them a relic? He must have given them a relic. Why else would he write to the Brigidine sisters saying where he got it? He would have no other reason to explain to the Reverend Mother why, how, where from he got the ring. He must have given them something. So it doesn't matter. I mean, obviously it matters that, like, it matters for a very different reason that this got blown out. But it doesn't matter to this particular thing. We don't know the credibility of that, and we don't have a source for that exact letter, only for, like, from, like, a book, but, like, I don't think the sisters lied to you. I think that something got really, really confused in the early 1900s. So I don't think there's necessarily anything bad going on. I think something got really, really, really confused. Somebody lied or somebody forgot something. That's the only thing I can see as being real. They said they had no archive, but it says the Brigidine Archives, New South Wales Province, has a digital copy of the letter as well as a transcription of the letter. So they did receive the letter. They were, oh my god, I'm losing my mind. So they did receive the letter. So there's no reason, like, there would have no reason to receive the letter at all if they hadn't received a relic. They got something! They got something! They were given something by your man. I'm actually gonna go mad. They had it. They had a relic because that was the line in the other thing as well. They kept saying, like, oh, we had it and now we don't. What is the truth? I can't handle the drama. It's too much. I need a hang sandwich and a hot cup of tea. Oh my god. What if someone stole the tooth? Like, that's the only thing, like, so the tooth or whatever it is, whether it's a tooth or not, whether it's a nice rock he found on the side of the road, there is evidence that they received something. They were given something by the Archbishop of Sydney, and they lost it or they misplaced it. How are we all doing tonight, lads? How are we all feeling tonight? How are we all doing? Are we all good? Are we all having a grand time? You know, fine until all this stuff. No, you know, I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, how are we feeling this evening? I'm not sleeping. Do you think they just, like, pushed in the recycling back? Oh, they didn't have recycling back in the day, but, like... Cake is the legit version of the aliens history conspiracy. I'm losing my mind. Happy to know where my teeth are. If you're very happy to know where your own teeth are, let me hear you say, hell yeah! I'm very happy to know where all my teeth are. Unfortunately, I know that one of my teeth is poking me sideways into my other teeth, so... God. Aliens meme, but with Cake going... Wait, what's... Hang on, I have to get the... That's it. Wait. This. Somebody please take a picture of this before I forget. Okay. Well, I think we've had you know, I really haven't felt this kind of like, ever since I wrote my dissertation, actually. I haven't felt that, like, brain fire in so long. That was quite nice. I enjoyed that. I also need to follow up to this. Like, I'm gonna lose my mind. We need fan art of you in front. If anyone wants to draw me in front of the red string board, please do it. You know, I nearly used the VTuber model this evening. I'm really glad I didn't, because I wouldn't be able to go, because I don't have leap motion yet. I wouldn't be able to go, quite as much. So I think I can't think about anything anymore. I don't even know what we're making tomorrow. For anyone new, I do food and drink on Fridays. I don't know what I'm making tomorrow because I can't stay very late tomorrow. Like, I actually can't. I have to go catch a bus. So I don't know what we're making tomorrow. We might bake something nice. I kind of want to make a curry. So I'll see. If I wake up and I decide, you know what, I'd love a curry, we're going to make it a little curry. A nice little curry. Do we like, hands up if you like curry. Make a tooth! No! Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I am not making a curry. Or no, sorry, no, I am making a curry. I'm not making a tooth. I just like, I want a mild curry. Have you made a drink before? I haven't. I would like to make a drink on stream sometime. I want to make the Capri Moon. I need to make the Capri Moon. You know Capri Sun? I want to make a Capri Moon. Alright, lads, come here. I think I'm gonna have to wrap it up. I didn't intend to stream for more than like an hour and a half, and we're here for 3.5 hours because of teeth. Have we all had a, it would be insulting to say nice. Have we all had a time this evening? I mean, I after like tangling my legs underneath me. Have we all had an entire time on this evening? Thank you so much to everyone who came along for this experience. Thank you so much. Come here, for anybody new, thank you so much for sticking around after the raid. We have a Discord. Please get your... Wrong side. Please get yourself in there. Go on in. We don't bite. We're a lovely gang. You don't need to subscribe to get in there. You can just go in, have a chat, have a nice time. I have a YouTube as well where I'd be posting bits and bobs and stuff and, you know, all that carry on. And generally I stream weekdays, unless I'm feeling really wild. Like twice a year I'll do a weekend stream. You never know. Keep an eye out. Now, I have a task that is almost as difficult as finding that tooth. I need to see who of all of the very good people who are still online at this hour of the night, who are we going over to? Excuse me. Who are we going to? Who's on the line? Who? Oh, Phoebe, thank you so much for 5 months. Resub made the tooth thing popping. What do you mean made the tooth thing? No, whoa, hang on. What do you mean made the tooth thing? What? Wait, there's more than one! Hang on! There's more! Hang on, I need to see the others. Hang on, what else have we got? How well? Tooth. I look in about as much pain as I felt, to be fair. That's actually a very good one. This is so good. Feldspar, thank you for 22 months. Why is there a new meme of you that just says Tutug? Because somebody lost St. Brigid's tooth. How did we even end up here? How did we even end up? Oh gosh, where to begin? There's a lot to take in. Can you make it say pain and make it an emote? Maybe. Maybe. There's another one. Is it the same one? No. Oh goodness. Cake, scroll. Oh no! Scroll up on the live stream chat and Discord. There's a good Drake and... Oh no, I know this is going to be Drake and Josh one. Wait, where? Live stream chat, sorry. I'm in so much pain. My ribs hurt so much. I think I've laughed more this week on stream than like in like months. Oh my god. Where's the tooth? That reminds me of, hang on. This is a little bit of an adjacent tangent, but, someone once used that Drake and Josh meme when I accidentally deleted the nether roof from our Minecraft server and just like, Cake, where's the nether roof? And that comes into my head very, very regularly. What else is in live stream chat? What have I forgotten? What have I missed? Wait. Amazing. Amazing. Oh, don't worry about the roof. The roof is back now. Teeth. Teeth. God. Oh, God. Oh. I have been out of water for like an hour. I love you guys. This is great. I am so glad that this happened tonight. This is fantastic. There's more? What do you mean there's more? Oh no, okay, I saw those ones. I think we got through them. Alright, lads. I think we have to wrap it up. It's late in the day. It's late in the day, but I think we've had a good time all in all. Where is the music playing from? I actually don't know anymore. Wait, what do you mean there's more? Where is there more? I can't see it. Anyone who missed today's stream, how will we explain to people the whole thing that's happened? Like, how do we explain this to anybody? Is it possible to make a video of this? Like, I feel like if I turn around to Chloe and be like, hey, can you edit this VOD down of me losing my mind over a missing tooth? She's gonna be like, yes, but, are you okay? We need to find the tooth! I'm so... Okay, I have to wrap it up, lads. Thank you so much for coming along this evening. We might find the tooth. And if we don't find the tooth, we should make a new tooth. Somehow. Maybe YouTube comments will help with the search. Like, I mean, who knows? Actually, wait. That's not a terrible idea. That's not the worst idea. Do you know where St. Brigid's tooth is? Alright, come here. One more time. Here's the Discord. Here's the YouTube. Get yourselves over to all of those places. I need to see who I can send you over to. Who's going to look after ye this evening. Oh, Kuro, you suggested... I'm sorry, I must have missed it entirely. And Feldspar, I'm glad you can make it for baking! I don't know if I'm going to bake. I don't know if I'm going to make... I might make a curry. I'm going to see. I don't know what I'm making. I'm going to make something nice. Nice. Who are we going to this evening? Who are we going to this evening? Where are we going? Where are we going? Where are we going? Where are we going? I don't know. I'm gonna send you over to... I don't know who's online. Who is online? I'm gonna send you over to Kelly. How about? Kelly is excellent. We love Kelly. She's playing Bloodborne, which is a game I really want to play. So I'm gonna drop in very fast to say hello and then get out in case I get spoiled about something. Were you promised St. Brigid's tooth? You may be entitled to compensation. You have been scammed. Alright, I'm going to leave you with Kelly for the evening. Thank you so much for coming along this evening and staying with me through this entire ordeal. The ordeal is probably not over yet. We might end up talking about this again someday. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow I will have like a full... I'll lose my mind about tooth. But until then... Until that time... I will see! Goodbye from me, goodbye from Shark, goodbye from Dave, who you've not really met properly yet, but that's okay, if you stick around you will. Be good to yourselves, be good to each other, look after your teeth. Because if you don't look after your teeth, someone could lose them.